The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Can you sing it?
I don't know this one.
Just make it up, Alan. Make it up. Come on, Alan. Don't let us down.
No, this is the instrumental bit.
What?
It's an instrumental bit.
Okay, that's fine. Here we go. Yes! Ah, come on, Alan.
You see, in this world of wonder.
Come on, Alan!
Is there hope for me?
Yes, Alan, take it home! Oh, there was a cognitive dissonance there. Good evening, Alan Caddick. Welcome to the Paul McCartney Fan Club annual meeting. Paul McCartney fans only, please, guys. 03444991000. What you got for us, Cads?
Well, Paul McCartney is a great idol of mine, and he's done the greatest Bond film of all time.
He's an idol of yours?
Yeah.
Oh. Live or die.
Yeah, well, the greatest Bond themes of all time.
No, it's not one of the greatest Bond themes of all time.
But it was Roger Moore's debut as 007.
It's not one of the greatest Bond themes of all time.
Well, what do you think?
It is the greatest Bond theme of all time, Alan. Come on!
Yeah, of course.
Name me one Bond theme better than Live and Let Die. You can't.
Goldfinger.
Rubbish.
Moonraker.
How does Moonraker go?
Where are you? Why do you hide?
No, that's not a song.
It's Shirley Bassey who sung it.
Oh, rubbish.
What about Trying a View to a Kill?
It's a view to a kill is on the run. Rubbish.
Well, Ricochet, live and let die wins hands down every time.
Of course it does. It's the greatest Bond song of all time.
And I've got a question for Kath.
Go on.
Go, here we go.
You know when you take over for Ian?
Hang on. No, let me... Time out. Let me rephrase that question. You know when you fill in for 4 shows for me when I go away for a little while? Yes, I'm not taking over. It's just filling in, Alan. Simply filling in. That's all it is.
Who's going to be... Is Sam going to be your producer?
Oh, there's a question. I don't think so.
No, Sam's
Although
not...
that's what I would like.
Oh, okay.
Obviously.
I think they want to get in a real producer, like a grown-up. Someone with pubes.
Maybe Ash?
He's not got any pubes.
No. Well, Alan, we just want a life's mysteries. We'll have to find out. So
it won't be Ash. There's no mystery there.
Here's the story of the day. This was in Cosmopolitan. Woman's husband likes her to leave fruit in her vagina all day so he can eat it later.
Eat what? The fruit?
There are lots of exciting ways to eat an apple.
Whoa!
You can bake it in a pie. You can slice it up into small pieces. You can eat it whole. Or for some added flavour, you can do what this couple is doing and eat it straight from the loins of your lover.
Is she cutting it up? Tell me she's cutting it up.
A woman on Reddit recently posted about a new sex fetish she and her husband have been trying out, in which he asks her to place a food item, like apples, pears, carrots, etc., in her vagina all day, and then he eats it from her vagina later that evening. A true delicacy, because what could be better than vaginally fermented fruit?
Anything?
The kink has... it's one of the kinks. Has been going on for about 2 months, she writes, and she posted her experience to Reddit because she has some concerns, like, is my husband a dirty pervert? No, that's not one. Can this make him or I sick? She does clarify that the fruits and carrots are all organic, and she cleans them thoroughly before popping them up there. But still, gotta stay woke when it comes to stocking your vagina like it's a Whole Foods. Commenters. How would you say that? Commenters. No. How would you say that?
Commenters, but I don't think that's even a word.
Commenters on the post, which appears in r/sex and Reddit. We'll go there in a minute. I don't really understand Reddit.
Oh my God.
Warn the original poster that this is certainly going to end in a yeast infection. I'll get some bread in there then, make it rise.
Yogurt.
Organic or not, this is going to end with an infection of sorts. Vegetables aren't meant to go inside of vaginas. All right, spoil sport. You see, there was a great tweet that was being retweeted. I retweeted it. And it's great. I love it when someone who's got like 200 followers gets retweeted 35,000 times. Jamie Oliver had tweeted, "Okay, guys, what's your favourite breakfast?" And this lad retweeted it with the comment, "I ain't telling you, you'll ban it, you bastard." Got retweeted about 35,000 times. I love that. Others have voiced similar concerns, but by far the most helpful comment comes from someone who claims to be a real medical doctor and had paragraphs of insight to offer. The commenter claimed to be a family practitioner, not a gynaecologist, and they did point out that this is all rudimentary advice.
Rude.
Since this couple is engaging in an activity that's never been studied by medical science. The doctor commenter first points out that if the kink is just about leaving something in your vagina all day, well, obviously it's not. It's about eating them. Try toys designed for insertion instead of fruit, and be sure to leave it in there for less than 12 hours to avoid toxic shock syndrome. Some other highlights from the doctor's advice, in case you and your partner want to try experimenting with organic produce foreplay. Use barrier devices. Oh, this guy's a killjoy. Use barrier devices such as condoms or plastic wrap to avoid bacteria. If you're not going to use condoms...
Well, like she's some sort of fruit mule.
If you're not going to use condoms, choose fruits, vegetables with especially waxy skins, such as some apples or cucumber. that functions somewhat like a barrier. So maybe, like, try a kiwi or an orange or some other fruit that has skin you don't eat. The point of it, surely, is it absorbs the vaginal juices. What are they doing on LBC? Muslims? The point, surely, it's got to be Muslims, NHS, something like that. Someone tell Ian Collins what we're doing, please. The point is, Scott Mills will be doing this in 2 weeks. The point is that it tastes...
Sticking something up his food?
The point... Probably. The point is, it tastes like the inside of your lover's organs. Just my advice. I'm no expert here. Definitely best to steer clear of putting anything that's not a sex toy, tampon, Nuva ring, finger, or penis up there, though.
A what ring?
A Nuva ring. A Nuva.
I've just got to look that up just for research.
VA Nuva ring. Hey, there was a story. It's going to be a rude show tonight. It was a Paul McCartney special, and it's a sex toy special. There was a story in the papers. So, kids, if you're listening, they're not on half term. So, if you're listening, good for you. You shouldn't be, though. There was a story in the papers yesterday warning people. You got a Nuva ring?
Yeah, boring. It's contraception.
Warning people that take sex toys abroad with them that in some countries they are illegal. And if you get busted at customs going through with sex toys, you can go to prison for importing sex toys.
That's not a hill I want to die on.
No, thank you. Let's go to Ray. Good evening, Ray.
Good evening. Is this the Paul McCartney fan club?
It certainly is.
Brilliant.
Oh.
The first cassette I ever purchased was Tug of War.
Show off.
Yeah, honestly, I was only 9, and yet I bought it because I liked Take It Away and Ebony and Ivory.
Here's the thing. I just ordered that album today because I've been listening to this brilliant podcast called... it's called Take It Away, actually.
Yeah.
It's called this podcast, and it's these two... I'm slightly bored of white middle-aged blokes deconstructing music. But it's these two American blokes, and they're white, and they're middle-aged, and they deconstruct Paul McCartney's solo catalogue. And do you know what? I'm absolutely loving it. I even donated $50 to them today to keep on doing what they're doing, because I'm really enjoying it. In fact, I might see if I can get them on the show.
Okay, that'll be great.
I'm loving... who knew that Back to the Egg was such a great album?
Interesting title. I wonder what inspired that.
I wonder, Raymondo. I wonder. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. This is Talk Radio.
The radio show for people who know the best part of the day is the night.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee
on Talk Radio. We'll get you talking.
0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. So I don't really understand Reddit. Reddit to me looks like a website from 1998 when you used to go on like Usenet forums. I used to troll Beach Boys fans on Usenet forums by Usenet. I'm saying something that's kind of, there'd be a website and you'd sign up to it, and then every day or every week you get a load of emails. You get an email with people talking about stuff, and you could then reply to it, and it would get on there. But that's what Reddit looks like. But it's very popular. Very Do you remember Second Life?
Yes.
Remember how that was going to take over the world?
Yeah, I had to go on that a couple of times.
No, I never did it.
Boring, wasn't it?
No, I never did it. So I'm on Reddit. I'm on the Reddit sex. And so it's people basically ask questions and then other people give their answers. Right. So here's one.
We should have called it Beddit.
Okay. That's what you can expect from Wednesday the 20th of June for 4 nights. So make sure you stock up on my podcasts. This is from Midwest Mama 23. I've got a bet going with my boyfriend. And if I win, I told him I want to bind his wrists and blindfold and do what I want to him. He's a bit apprehensive because I'm usually fairly submissive during sex, and he's definitely the dominant one. But I want to give it a go. What do you suggest I do to him? So she wants to do this, but she's got no idea what she wants to do. We're pretty open with each other. However, I do not want to inflict any pain on him, and no anal play. Thank you, smiley face.
What she should do is tie him up,
Yeah.
blindfold him, and go out.
go out to the shops, go and see a movie with some friends, go away for the weekend.
Yeah. Then go downstairs, watch whatever she wants on the television with no tutting. Enjoy herself.
So WTF81, I'm not going to read all of these because it's a little bit rude, okay? So their suggestions are ice cubes, orgasm denial, edging, tickles, no. Tickles, no. Tickles, genuinely I believe that tickling is a form of abuse. If I see, I always have, and it's partly because the Scoutmaster, who was a knob when I was a kid and abused the hell out of us, he did a lot of tickling, did a lot of very aggressive tickling on the collarbone. And so I'm really aware when I tickle my boys, not that it's in any way a sexual thing, but that it can be unpleasurable. So I'm always slightly nervous about tickling my boys, and I have to keep checking that they're all right with it. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Because you can pin a kid...
Kids will always say no, right?
Yeah.
This sounds awful.
No, go on, that's fine, go on.
When you're tickling them. Stop.
Yeah.
And then you stop, and then you see if they want you to go again, right?
Exactly. But even then, because I didn't want this guy tickling me. God, this has got heavy, isn't it? But I think this is the way it's going to go. Josh, Kathy, Alistair, stay there. We'll come to you in a bit. I didn't want this Scoutmaster tickling me because it was quite painful. But you'd go back and do it again. It was a weird kind of set. In a similar way, I'm making a few leaps here, but in the similar way that the people that are children that are sexually abused, quite often, massive generalisation here, guys, quite often, seemingly voluntarily, go back to the abuser.
Right, but the thing is, with the tickling,
yes,
it's socially acceptable boundary crossing, where you can explain it away as a bit of fun, but it is getting the kid used to the boundary being crossed.
Oh, God, totally. And some of you may think I'm reading a bit too much in the tickling sexual abuse thing. Maybe, I don't know. But when my kids, when my youngest always wants a tickle attack, and he'll start, he said, Dad, do you want a tickle attack? I go, yeah, sure, fine. He goes, okay, we'll do it in a minute. Put your hands up if you didn't wet the bed last night. So you put your hand, he goes, no, both hands. You put both, and he steams in there. But yeah, you've got to read that when I never tickle them too hard. Never pin them down. Well, I pin them down a little bit, but as soon as there's a resistance, even if it's not said, as soon as I feel a resistance, boom, I'm off. Do you want to carry on a bit? I let them, and it sounds silly, but I'm really aware.
But with what happened with you, I get it.
But I'm also aware that, and this isn't talked about very often, that men will pay, and women, I guess, to a certain extent, but it's primarily men. Men will pay sex workers and dominatrixes to be tied up and be spanked, and we know all that kind of stuff. But some of them will also pay to be tied up and tickled. They will be tied up in, I guess, spread eagle on the bed or whatever, to be tickled, and they can't get out of the tickle. Some men, get this. This isn't in the Nick Brumfield film. I don't think. Maybe it is. I have to watch that again. Do you know what? It's been just about the right amount of time since I've watched that Nick Brumfield box set, so I'm getting ready to watch those again. But some men like to be spanked with stinging nettles.
What?
Ooh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I thought you were going to say wrestled. I know that wrestling is a thing.
A lot of wrestling is a thing.
Isn't there like a crushing thing?
Yeah. There's a lot of that, but stinging nettles.
That, to me, and it is primarily men. I'm sure there are women that are into it as well.
Yep.
That's men wanting to not be in control, isn't it?
It's about losing control.
Yeah.
It's quite often about infantilization. It's quite often about mothers. It's quite often,
They want to be helpless.
Yeah. Anyway, so this is the suggestions here. Ice cubes, orgasm denial, edging, tickles, hair pulling, and here's the one, all of those, I can kind of see it. Here's the one. Drawing on him with a marker or pen. What? Like playing noughts and crosses or something?
Little moustache.
Join the... Little
moustache and glasses. In Sharpie. What have you been up to?
I would do glasses around his nipples, and then a big nose on his chest and a mouth, and I would use his belly button as part of the mouth. Yeah. No, I would draw his belly button as a vagina.
Oh.
And then I would put my finger in his belly button.
You've given this a bit too much thought.
Drawing on him with a marker or a pen. Wowzers. And on that bombshell, we invite Kathy to join us. Good evening, Kathy.
Good evening. How are you both?
Very, very well. Lousy, actually, but that's by the by. Have you ever drawn on or been drawn on by a sexual partner, Kathy?
I prefer to paint my numbers.
Oh. And would those numbers be 69? As long as it's not number 2. Anyway, Kathy, what have you got for us this evening?
Well, following on from your vaginal fruits, I had a story to tell you. It's a true story.
By the way, if anyone is listening and you're maybe you've just finished a band rehearsal and you're trying to come up with a name for the band, I gift you vaginal fruits. That's yours. Take that and we'll see you on Top of the Pops in a month. Go on, yes.
So, quite a few years ago when I was working in a hospital, which will remain nameless.
Yes.
We had a male patient.
I love nurse stories.
Very bad stomachache.
Oh, God.
Hadn't been able to go to the toilet for a few days, and he was in a lot of pain.
Yes.
So we did the normal, asked him some questions, took some blood, sent him off for an X-ray to make sure there was nothing wrong with his bowel. And we got the X-ray results back, and he'd forgotten to mention the Lynx can that was up his arse. So that might have explained why he'd been so constipated.
Weren't there loads of women throwing themselves at him, like, for no apparent reason? So that was a Lynx effect.
Do you know
they
what?
Couldn't just remove it because the cap would have come off and been left.
He'd got cap it! No, first he'd left the cap up on it! He'd left the cap. What flavour was it? Was it Africa? What flavour?
Chocolate.
Oh, it's a few years ago now. I can't remember the exact flavour.
Flipping heck, man.
But,
how do you get that out?
Well, they kind of put him to sleep and used muscle relaxants and
poppers.
Went in manually, but they had to make sure that they got a muscle relaxant so that they could take it out without leaving the cap in there. Because if they hadn't, and he'd clenched while trying to take it out, it would have perforated. How do you forget you've got a Lynx can? You'd think you'd kind of say. I'm not sure if it's related, but...
Thank you for that, Kathy.
Take care.
Yeah, take care. Good advice. And can I just say as well, guys, if you're going to tell a story, beautifully delivered punchline, he forgot to mention the Lynx can stuck up his arse. Hope you enjoyed watching that video, guys. Please retweet. And people say this show is too blokesy. Just to remind you, that was a lady that called him to share that story. Good evening, Josh.
Hello.
Hello, Josh. What you got for us, mate?
I'll be totally upfront and honest with you now. I'm absolutely cacking myself about calling the show.
At least you can cack yourself, unlike the subject of the last story. So that's a bonus.
Although when he did, it smelled gorgeous.
Yeah. I haven't got anything stuck up there tonight, I promise.
Good for you, man. Good for you.
I really wanted to give you a call. I don't usually listen to the show live. I usually listen to the podcast.
Yes.
And I was listening to the podcast that you I think it was it was Friday's podcast, I think, and it was Thursday's show.
Oh, yes, the controversial Thursday show, yes, when we were questioning ourselves and got a little bit meta. But, yeah, go on.
Yeah, so I actually have autism myself, which I know what a lot of people are going to be saying straight away is if he's that autistic, he wouldn't be calling the show, blah, 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 blah. Which is probably one of the reasons why I'm cacking myself. But I just want to say from personal experience, I guess I could say I'm quite a lonely person. And I think what you do for a lot of people on the show is probably really helpful.
Oh, hang on, sorry.
That isn't.
No, as he was talking, I was just checking. I'm listening, but I'm also just checking to see if Nigel's song has been uploaded onto iTunes yet, because I wanted to play it. But no, sorry. How insensitive. Josh is terrified.
And you go and do that.
And he's being very sensitive and bearing his soul, and I start playing classical Beach Boys. That's very rude. How rude. See the way I'm bullying this poor autistic gentleman here. He should be banned. Go on, sorry.
No, it's fine. So, yeah, I mean, really...
Hey, listen, for those who missed it, there was Katherine and I got very upset because there was a phone call just before the show, and there was some talk online from the relatives of someone who used to call us a few times, who claimed that we have been bullying this person. And their accusations really hurt us, partly because I don't think we were bullying, but I think maybe sometimes we got the tone with this gentleman wrong. And I think that's perhaps why it upset us so much. And Katherine and I were questioning the tone of the show. Do we let, phrase this carefully, slightly more vulnerable callers who've been ringing us for a while, do we let them on? And we were kind of close, Josh, as I'm sure you're aware. I don't know how it was resolved on the podcast, but we were kind of close to saying, OK, there are a handful of people who perhaps aren't as close to the centre of the circle that is this show as others. And maybe we shouldn't let them on. The resolution we came to, Josh, is me and Katherine went home miserable that night. And I woke up in the morning. Katherine, I believe, woke up in the morning confused and, not quite sure which direction to go. And I woke up actually more resolute that what we are doing is right, that we may have got the tone wrong a couple of times in the past. And the best way to deal with that is to still allow people on of all, different backgrounds and what have you, but make sure we get the tone right in the future.
Yeah. Did you? Because I haven't heard the call itself. I've read the tweets, but I haven't heard the call. Did you? The guy didn't make it clear that he had any sort of.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't. But
did you have any sort of inkling?
Yes, I had an inkling.
Yeah, because we in the end decided between us that perhaps we weren't doing any good by continuing because it was the same conversation over and over.
And while I don't think we necessarily were laughing at him, I think we were laughing with him, but maybe it could be perceived as laughing at him. I don't think, in all honesty, that I got the tone right with him every time that he called in. And that's why I was so upset by their comments, because actually my defence of my behaviour was flimsy on a couple of those phone calls. It was certainly flimsy at best. And while it was never intended to be mean, I could understand why a loving family would get upset. And
who weren't familiar with the show, that's the thing. They'd happened across this.
But I got the tone wrong. I got the tone wrong a few times, and it's given me pause to think.
Well, I mean, it's just sometimes you just can't tell, can you? But I mean, what are you supposed to do? Just be Mr. Nice to everybody and just sort of...
No, what we're going to do from now on, Josh, is we are every caller, if every caller phones in and says they want to come on the show, we will send them a 36-page document, which they will have to fill in with the help of their GP and a parent or guardian. That will then get sent back to us. It's got to be a hard copy, can't be emailed. It'll take 3 months to process it, and then we'll know if we can let you on or not. I think that's the only thing we can do.
I mean, this show has actually helped me a lot. I'm not just saying that. Listening to some of the conversations that you've had with some people, and I'm probably speaking for people who, well, I don't want to claim to speak for anyone, but I might be speaking to people who, I don't know, too afraid to call in or too anxious or anything like that, but I really think that, I didn't really know where it was going, whether you were going to put a ban on certain people calling in. But, I mean, certain people are not even going to know. Some people, I mean, anybody could have an issue and not know about it. So, I mean,
yeah, exactly.
I don't think that's fair, because, I mean, the amount of times I've done something and not realised and done something that's a bit weird that I thought was normal. So I think if you just block people off, number one, they're not going to know what they've done wrong, and it's just going to cause a lot of confusion, I think. And I think it's just nice for people to have that sort of safe haven to be able to speak to you guys. And I mean, it's kind of, well, you're a lot cheaper than a psychiatrist. I want to talk to you.
Well, hey, listen, Josh, thank you, man. How do you feel now that you've made the phone call? Huh?
I I've still got my heart palpitations.
Yeah, and I think you can have it for another 3 minutes. When you put the phone down, you'll still be shaking a little bit, and then you'll go, "Oh, that was quite easy. I'll do it again." It's addictive. Phoning this show is like crack cocaine, and possibly even worse for you than that. So just be careful, man. Make sure you know what you're doing. Know your limits. Set a limit. Don't go beyond that. And if you start going beyond that, then you can phone up Julia Hartley-Brewer for help.
No, but seriously, though, 100%. I believe that you are a good man, and just keep doing what you're doing. Just, don't let one bad comment get you down.
Josh, thank you very much, mate. Cheers. 0344 499 1000. This is Talk Radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee
on Talk Radio. We'll get you talking.
0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. Good evening, Mark.
Hi.
Hello, Mark.
How you doing?
Are you on speakerphone?
No, I'm on normal phone.
Are you in like a submarine or something?
No, I'm in my own studio. It's I don't know if you retweeted a couple of my tweets.
Reggae Box Radio.
Yeah,
it's Reggae Box Radio.
Yeah.
Hey man, how you doing?
That's me. Yeah, I'm really. I'm absolutely shaking like a leaf.
Steady on. I think an F word was just knocked on your lips there, and you managed to swallow it down.
No, I didn't. No,
it came close. You felt it in your mouth and you swallowed it.
Yes.
Good lad. Good lad. Hello, Mark. Nice to talk to you, mate. Thank you. But yes, you've been tweeting me the last few days, and it's nice to make your acquaintance on the wireless. What have you got for us?
Oh, I just wanted to say thank you ever so much. You really helped me the last week. I'm disabled.
Yeah.
Like, paralysed down my right-hand side.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I've got bipolar as well.
Hey, look at you, man.
Yeah.
You're ticking up. This is top trumps. I love it.
Yeah, I love it, innit? I just want to say thanks ever so much, mate. I know you've had a crappy day, mate.
Oh, I might have had a lousy one.
Yeah, I know how you feel, man. Yeah, I just want to say thanks ever so much, mate, because you really helped me a lot.
Can I ask you two questions? You don't have to answer either if you don't want. First one, why are you paralysed down the right-hand side? What happened?
A stroke.
Oh, man. And, well, I'm going to ask you three questions. This is a bonus question. Are you right-handed?
Yeah.
Oh, man. That's a tough one. Secondly...
I do the mixing for me station left-handed.
Okay.
Now.
Secondly, what is this radio station that you've got?
I love reggae music.
Oh, really God. Oh, Mark, I'm so sorry. Yeah. I'm so sorry.
No, I know you are. No, but it gives me something, it keeps my brain active.
Yeah.
I mean, otherwise, I'm 50.
Yeah.
So I'm not that old. I live in a sheltered accommodation with, I'm probably the youngest one here by about 30 years.
Oh, God.
Seriously. So it just keeps my brain ticking over, you know what I mean?
Okay, and so how often do you do a weekly show? How often do you do it?
It's on 24 hours a day.
Right.
Yeah, it's streaming 24 hours a day.
Okay, flipping.
So I've only just started it, so yeah. So I just like getting it all set up and everything now.
Well, and is it your station?
Yeah, it's my station.
So hang on, how do you do that?
Through online server. Yeah, I built my own website, learned how to build a website.
Flipping heck.
Yeah, I had to do something because I used to like work full time and that.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't sit around doing nothing. You know?
And you've done all this. You've done all this one-handed as well.
All this one-handed, yeah.
I don't know why I'm laughing. What a cruel, tragic comic mocks bipolar stroke victim. That's what that headline is.
That'd be one for Steve Allen.
Look at you, you fat git. Look at you with your one hand. Get out to work.
I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
I went off on one with him last week.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. Did you see the video I posted?
No.
When he ripped.
Oh no, I retweeted it. Steve Allen was calling someone a fat cow as he usually does. All of that. So it was horrible.
You mean the sylph like Steve Allen?
Oh, it was horrible.
Well, I thought to myself, how can you say that to somebody who can't even defend themselves, for starters? And the Muppet don't even take phone calls.
Don't take phone calls because he's scared. The reason he doesn't take phone calls, he's scared to. And also, you know, I used to body shame people and make jokes about fat people. Then I realised actually that was a really cruel thing, and I don't. But he's a very large man. He's very overweight. So him to call out women for being fat slags is just incredible. You know, he must have some dirt on James Ray at LBC, the boss at LBC. He's got to have some dirt on him.
He's got to have something, because the amount of Ofcom decisions against him is unbelievable. I mean, he called Peter Andre a greasy something or other.
Well, there's him.
I'm not going to say the rest of it.
No, there's him and there's...
Because what I do I know it sounds really sad, but I record every show he does.
Oh, God, don't.
No, and I do, because when he mucks up, boom, off to Ofcom.
Well, good for you. I don't think it'll change anything. My suggestion, because there's another idiot, simpleastwat.com, that is that's having a go at me again. And it's water off a duck's back now. I don't listen. I don't pay attention. Someone will tweet me every now and then. And today I've had a really lousy day, Mark. Really. I woke up in tears, and then there's been so I started off badly, and then there's been all kinds of arguments going on about personal stuff, like really tense arguments that have left me fuming. Yeah. And then I've got, that idiot, that con man.
I get it all the time.
Well, yeah, but I've got this bloke then apparently slagging me off on his podcast. That's the last thing I need. Anyway, Mark, let it breathe, and let it go, brother.
Deep breath.
Big breath. Mark, nice.
Did you see him? I'll tell you what made me laugh.
Yeah.
Did you see him at Dale Wheaton's funeral?
No, I didn't see them. Mark, let that gentleman go. We don't, let's not pollute our airwaves with that poison, because we got some good stuff. Mark, I wish you the best of luck with your reggae show, even though it's reggae. I wish you the best of luck. It's nice to talk to you, brother. Thank you. 0344 499 1000. This is the late night alternative with Iain, Lee and Katherine Boyle on Talk Radio.
Late night conversation worth losing sleep over. The late night alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
So we're on the Cosmopolitan website. It's never a thick magazine I've ever read before. Here's an article. The first time you have an orgasm, this is directed at women. Let's do that in a minute. Let's do that in a minute. Let's do that in a minute. Let's go to Gatford first. Good evening, Gatford.
Oh, so you're bumping the orgasm story for me?
No, that's because we've got a child on the line after you. So
okay, fine, yeah.
I'm trying to leave a little bit of a gap between the sex talking and a child. So I'm being a responsible broadcaster, and you just balls it up. Thanks a lot.
Oh, good.
There we go.
Yeah, well done. You know all this talk about Second Life and everything?
Yeah, this was like the video world. This was like an online world where you could create your own avatar and be who you wanted to be.
It was like Mucky Sims without the muckiness or the point. There were no tasks or anything. You just wandered about and it was a chat room, really, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It's a chat room with graphics, basically.
Yeah.
Okay, graphics. Great graphics on that game.
Great graphics.
Love the graphics.
As good as, I don't know, Dragon's Lair or something like that. Oh. The reason I was ringing was that it made me think about old sort of social media and stuff like that. Do you remember the MySpace?
Of course I remember MySpace, mate, yes.
Was I ever in your top friends?
Mate, I don't know. That was 14 years ago. Probably not, because you're annoying.
Now you bring that up. I heard you say a few minutes ago that you don't body shame.
I'm not body shaming you. When have I body shamed you?
You have done on many occasions.
Well, hang on a minute. No, I said I used to, and I said I don't do it anymore. Didn't body shame you just now. I just said you're annoying. It's not because of your horrendous body. It's just because of your disgusting personality. No body shaming there. Facts.
Facts. Okay. Well, yeah, okay, well, I haven't got a response to that.
Can I do my favourite joke? I've done this joke before, but I'm going to do it. No one's ever laughed at it. I'm going to do it. This is a Barry Cryer joke, right? This is, but you've got to imagine it's 1995, right?
Hold on.
So there's...
I'm just getting into 1995.
You're going to get into my fist in a minute.
Okay.
So there's a court, right? And there's an old judge, right? There's an old judge in court. And the accused is standing in the dock, and the judge says, "Well, I'd like to see the documents on this." And the guy who's in the dock looks to his brief and says, "I haven't got them. I didn't bring them with me." And so the sister goes, "My client has not brought the documents with him. Fax it up." And the judge goes, "Yes, it does a bit, doesn't it?" Huh?
It's good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
My 4.5-year-old nephew's got a good joke at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the crocodile goes into the restaurant and asks for a sandwich and then says, make it snappy.
Okay, thanks ever so much for calling, and we lost the child that was on the line there, so we'll go to Alistair instead. Good evening, Alistair.
Evening, both.
Evening, both. Well done. Welcome. Asante-vous.
So, when you were... couple of things. First of all, Ian,
man.
you know, when you play music on the hour, could I make a request?
Yeah, but it'll be ignored.
For your consideration. Yes.
Okay, well, I'm not even going to consider it.
For your dismissal?
Yes. It will be dismissed outright.
Okay, shall I name it or not?
You can say it, but it will not get played.
Okay. Jerry Rafferty, Baker Street.
Oh, dear. Alistair.
What was your next point?
Good.
No good. No good.
The next point was, when you were referring to the thing at the beginning about the thing Cosmopolitan.
Yes.
About the fruit thing.
The fruit bowl. The human fruit bowl.
It reminded me of that tagline on that advert. The drink with the totally tropical taste.
Oh, pineapple and grapefruit lilt.
Yes.
Yes. Well, it would be.
I think she's an idiot.
Wow.
Because she's carrying his... Not only is she thinking about what he's going to have for his tea, but she's carrying it around in her junk all day. And it does somewhat restrict... I mean, I know that you get all these adverts where, the tampon adverts where you can go skydiving and stuff, but I think that's slightly different from a carrot or a banana.
She's a human lunchbox.
Yeah. What a mug.
The only other...
Oh, yeah, go on, quickly.
Can I ask Kath a quick question, Kath?
Of course you can.
First of all, good luck for when you fill in for Ian.
Thank you.
And I wondered, would you consider having Katie Puckrick as a co-hoster?
Yes, I would.
A co-hoster?
Co-presenter.
Okay.
I would consider it.
Okay, it's been considered. So yesterday's show got very tense because Katherine, it turns out, is one of those fair weather friends that I've heard so much about.
Gosh.
Well, I'll explain, and you'll get upset, but the listener will know, apart from a few stroppy women who've had a few too many Lambrinis, that the listener will know that I am right. Katherine is a fair weather friend who doesn't like her friends to be honest. She wants her friends to lie to her to help her ego stay inflated. We talked about T-shirts that Katherine bought me, and I told her that the one I was wearing, which I've been wearing for about 18 months, I've taken it off and washed it, obviously, in that time, that I was getting a bit bored of it, and I thought I might get rid of it. I had two of it. She bought me two of them. That's a bit weird. We didn't mention that was weird, but that's weird. She bought me two of the same T-shirt.
Well, should we say why?
Well, no, because we're moving on now.
I will say why.
Okay, well,
because I bought him
on.
one size, which I assumed he was, which was size smaller than he was.
Body shaming!
And in the meantime, I bought him another one, and I couldn't be bothered to send the other one back.
Fat shaming.
And he was losing weight, so I thought, do you know what? Have both.
So, and I've worn that T-shirt a lot. You've seen me wear that a lot, and I've just said, you know what? I think I've had enough of this T-shirt. Time to bin it. Okay. And then I also said, like a friend, that there was one T-shirt you bought that I would never wear because I didn't like it. The Andy Kaufman T-shirt with loads of words on, too many words on it. Okay, and you got all teary and emotional and. Ian, why? As I was driving off last night, Ian, why, you bastard?
That didn't happen.
I got home and suddenly I fell asleep, woken up at 3:30 in the morning. You bastard, what are you doing? You buy a bloody T-shirt, I'm going to kill you. I'll come round and I'm going to kill you.
Why do I sound like Jamie Lomas?
Because you were drunk, man.
What?
So, thank you to Chris, who emailed me this. How to react to a gift you do not like. Instructions.
Do you know what?
What?
You don't have to worry about that ever again.
Okay. Your great aunt knitted you the world's ugliest sweater. Your friend got you a CD by a band you detest. Your best mate with a weird ego problem bought you a T-shirt that you think is abhorrent. It doesn't mean you have to make the gift giver feel bad too. Rachel, can I just check? You're calling in to agree with me on this, aren't you?
Who, me? No.
What are you calling in for,
Good
then?
girl.
I've called in with another foreign object stuck at the bum story.
Excellent!
We'll pause the back. Well, this could tie in with the gift that you don't want. OK, go on. What did you get stuck up there, Rachel?
Oh, not me. A few years ago, I was training to be a theatre nurse, so I used to see all this sort of thing all the time.
For, like, plays and stuff?
No, operating department.
OK, genuine question. Genuine question. I thought it was like a standby. Is there a doctor in the house? No, but there is a theatre nurse on standby.
Well, technically, they're called ODPs, but that's another conversation.
Like old dirty bastards.
Yeah. But anyway, there was a surgeon, he was telling us years ago, in his trainee days, he had a chap come in, had a foreign object up his bum, they took him into theatre, had a look, and it was a necklace. So they cleaned it off, gave it back to him. A few weeks later, he came in for a follow-up appointment with his mum, and she was wearing the necklace.
No! Brownstone.
Yeah.
OK, let's be fair to him. Did he smuggle it out of a prisoner of war camp or something?
I don't know. But
I hear that went on. There aren't that many of them around these days.
So there are, so many questions that I literally would not be allowed to ask on the radio because that would be an Ofcom.
No.
Golly, Rachel, that's in... how did they get it out? They said like in Raffles.
Raffles
went and nicked it.
I don't know.
Gosh.
I didn't ask her to find details.
No! Well, Rachel, thank you for that.
Yeah.
Thanks very much indeed. 0344 499 1000. We'll do up the bum stories. Some of them.
Whoa.
So,
do you know what I do love, though? We've had two brilliant stories. Nurses have got the best stories.
Oh, nurses are filth. I respect the NHS, but not the suits that run it. I'm talking about the people that get their hands dirty, the cleaners. Part 1, saying the right thing. Say thank you. Any present is worth a thank you. Look the gift giver in the eye and be as direct as you would with any other show of gratitude. You might say, thank you. I really appreciate this, Katherine. You may comment on the kindness and the generosity of the present. What a kind thing to do. What a generous present.
Can you do it with a bit less sarcasm in your voice?
OK, I'm just rinsing. Number 2, react to the thought of the gift. If you struggle to bring a smile to your face to show gratitude for something you'll never use, or something you never wanted, try to appreciate the thought behind it. It's always possible to offer a few words of thanks. Thanks so much. What a thoughtful present. Or, I really appreciate that you thought of me. Number 3, appreciate the intention. How many of these things are there?
Yeah, there's a lot of gratitude and a lot of things you've missed out.
All right. You must have remembered that I love chocolate. Thank you for these colourful socks. All right. 4, ask questions. Ask your giver about the gift and how they thought of it. This is a good distraction from discussing whether or not you'll use it, how often, etc. In general, when reacting to a gift you don't like, put the burden of the conversation on the person who is gifting. Do you have this CD too? What's your favourite track? I don't think I've ever seen socks like these. Do you have a pair yourself? I definitely don't have a sweater like this. How long have you been knitting? 5, lie if you are comfortable lying. I am not. If you don't have a moral issue with telling small lies to spare the feelings of well-intentioned if stupid people, go ahead and say you like it. I wouldn't do that. 6, tell the truth if you're close.
We were.
If the person who gave you a gift is someone who knows you well, someone with whom you've had a lot of rapport. We've had so much rapport. Just tell them the truth if they push. You can laugh about it.
I didn't push.
You can
I didn't push. I didn't push.
You can laugh about it together. A bad gift is not a big deal, but lying can make it into one.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Defer questions. If your gift giver senses you don't like the present, they may start asking you questions about whether you really like it or when you'll use it. Either tell a tiny lie or counter their questions with more questions so you don't have to answer theirs. If you can coax them into offering a suggestion on when to make full use of your gift, then give a quick, I'll be sure to do that, and move on. Part 2, reacting emotionally. React immediately. Once you've opened the gift, immediately thank the giver. Make eye contact. Smile if you can. Hug your thanks. A hug is truthful. It's a loving way for you to tell them you appreciate the love behind the gift. Dealing with the gift. Well, I'll tell you what, we'll do dealing with the gift when we come back, because this, I think, is where you need to grow up a little bit, Catherine. Catherine is taking over for me for 4 days when I'm away in June, going off to see the monkeys, midlife crisis, why the hell not? So when we come back from 11 o'clock, we will have swapped seats. She will be in the driving seat, and I'll be in the kind of, I don't know what you call it, sort of hanger-on, getting in the way, getting in the way kind of thing. The sort of the less important of the two seats. So it will be a real thrill for Catherine, and I'll put up with it 'cause I'm that kind of guy. So give her a call and give her a hard time. 0344 499 1000.
Across the UK, online and on DAB.
Take a far-out trip into the twilight zone of late-night radio with Iain Doo-Doo-Doo-Doo-Doo-Doo-Doo.
Unmissable late-night radio with the original king of unconventional conversation.
Make contact with Iain Lee. The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Okay, so here's the deal. You think about someone and think, oh, how do I cheer them up? Oh, what do they like? Shush. Can you turn his mic off, please? And you think, oh, what would he like? He's a simple man, simple tastes. There's no point buying him anything super nice, but 15 quid on a T-shirt should be fine, right? What does he like then? I've bought him a monkeys one. I've bought him, like kung fu, fighting karate man one. So, who's that daft Eddie likes? Oh, yeah, Andy Kaufman, right. Let's have one of them. So, I just looked one up, and there was one, about Andy Kaufman wrestling. Do you remember when he wrestled that big lad? And the big lad smacked him, and then Kaufman wore a collar. As a hoax. I mean, who would do that? He wore this collar, and he went on telly, and they had this big Barney, and looked like he was going to smack him again. I think water got thrown. Did water get thrown? Anyway, don't put his mic up, it's fine. So I thought, I'll get him that T-shirt with the poster of the fight between Andy Kaufman and the big lad. He'll like that, won't he? And I thought he did. Flash forward a year, and transpires it's the worst present since Jodie Foster was given the role of Summersby's wife and had to pretend to fancy Richard Gere, and didn't convince any of us, did she? So, anyway, turns out I can stick it up my jacksie. I'm a rubbish friend. A real friend apparently wouldn't have expressed any mild surprise that a gift that was, I got thanked for it. He seemed pleased. Was shoved in the back of a drawer, probably wiped his backside with it before it went in there, and it's never going to get worn. So that's why I'm hurt, ladies and gents. That is why I'm slightly miffed about it, and that is why Iain will not be getting any more T-shirts from me, who, let's just remember, earns about a quarter of his £40 a show fee. 03444991000 if you want to give me a ring. I'm helped today by, I don't know, we got a bloke in just because we need to have a bit more trouser on the radio. And what's your name, darling?
You said that phone number way too fast. These idiots aren't going to be able to get it from that.
I'm hoping they don't ring up.
Okay.
0344. I'll wait till you get a pen, hang on.
Who? Them? Okay.
Them.
Wow, that's it. You keep insulting them.
It's all right. Well, that's what you do, isn't it?
No.
0344. Shh, they're getting a pen. That one doesn't work. No. Have you not got that little pencil that you nicked from Argos? All right, scratch. Just use the back of an envelope.
Flipping.
There we go. 0344. Do you mind?
I do, actually.
Do this. 0344.
Yeah, go on.
499. 1000, and just ring it up.
Phone up, because she doesn't know how to put a phone call.
I do.
You don't know how to put a phone call.
This system's like made by Fisher Price.
She doesn't know how to put a phone call through to air. So can you phone her up and prove one of us right.
Okay, give me a ring. I'll just wait for you.
Well, this is your technique, is just to sit there and wait for them. You've got to give them something to chomp on.
Someone says they've not got a pencil sharpener. Just use it. My granddad used to sharpen pencils with a knife.
Yeah, I've sharpened pencils
because he was a 1950s real man.
I've sharpened pencils with a knife before. Yeah, of course I have. Tell you what I don't get is those electric pencil sharpeners. They sound exciting and they're fun, but then pointless.
I like the school ones that used to bite your good pencil.
It's like when you have to turn the handle. look!
I was ringing her back.
No, all right, hang on a second. You carry on, Sam. This is going to be great, guys.
We've got 2 phone calls.
Don't put the call through, though, Sam. Let her do it.
Yeah, let me do it.
OK, here we go. Watch on YouTube. This is going to be good.
Here we go. I can see we've got two of the finest callers. These are callers that probably wouldn't... They're too high a calibre to be ringing you up. Oh, it's not a thingy, is it?
It's not touchscreen, Catherine, no.
It used to be, didn't it?
Yeah,
it's
not been touchscreen for about 6 months.
Is that Paul Ross's fault?
Yeah, Paul Ross. No, I don't know whose fault that is.
Hello, caller. What's your name and where'd you come from?
Hiya, Katherine. I'm Angela from Coventry.
This is fun.
What's on your mind tonight, Angela from Coventry?
Well, what it is, you don't have to write the phone number down, because when you send an email to Talk Radio, the numbers underneath all the email and the text number and all that stuff.
You've been sending emails to Talk Radio?
So you don't need a pen and paper.
What's the email address?
What was in your email, Angela? Complaint?
I can't remember now. I did quite a few, but I'll
complaint.
Probably.
Yeah.
When I'm half asleep. And then the number now, so you don't really need to read it out, really, now.
All right, so if anyone wants to send us if you want to know what the number is, send us an email to Talk Radio, Talk at Radio.
No. What I'm trying to say is that the number's actually underneath that. When you write an email, the number's right underneath it.
Oh.
But what is
that's handy. Why don't I just tell people what the number is? Wouldn't that be a bit simpler?
What's the email?
What, mine?
No.
Well,
no, don't tell us yours. You'll get all kinds of filth. Mostly from Iain.
I already do anyway.
Do you?
Not from me?
Yeah.
No, not from me, you don't.
Turns out.
I just ignore them. Anyway.
What is the email? What is the email address that then tells you what the phone number is?
Well, you have to put all your details on the... You know, when you send an email up to Talk Radio, if you want to write something, and if you look right underneath, it's got all the phone and the text number, and it tells you how much their text number is, and if you want to send a text through.
Here's a simple... I don't know, I think it might be a bit simpler if I just say it with my face. What do you reckon?
No,
but what's the email address that you write to that then they reply with the Talk Radio phone number?
It just sends it straight up. You just send and it goes up to Talk Radio.
But Angela,
but I don't know why it does at that end.
But okay,
but it gets read out. I could send you one up if you want.
Send me one up. How are you going to send it up?
Give me a few seconds and I'll send you one.
Can you do it on the phone? Can you do it while you're on the phone? Because I'd like to hear the process.
No, can't do it on the phone because I'll have to come off then. But you know the T-shirt problem?
Oh, yeah, do I ever.
Why don't you just give him the money and he could choose his own?
That's a great
How about I just save my money and I can choose my own?
That's true.
I like T-shirts. I bought a belting one the other day.
I like T-shirts!
I do, I bought a belting one the other day.
Do you like T-shirts? Call me now, it's the Katherine Boyle Show.
Here's the thing, no one buys me T-shirts. Because my best mate isn't as thoughtful as his best mate.
I would never buy clothes or jewellery for a woman.
No, don't. I've bought some cack jewellery in the past from boys. Tell you what I've had, Angela. One boy bought me this, both silver necklaces, and the thought was great, and I did the nice face, and I didn't tell him to shove it.
What, they didn't used to belong to his mum, did they?
No, they didn't. They bought them special.
Okay.
One of them was just a necklace, right? But on the actual chain, there were two hands holding each other's hands. As if clasped around my neck, as if ready to strangle me. That was from my first boyfriend. Then I went out with this Spanish lad who was very nice, but he bought me, I don't really know why, a necklace with an owl on it.
I love owls.
Nothing says love like owls around your neck.
Twit.
Anyway, so in future, I'd rather just have the money. If it's going to be jewellery especially, I'll have the money. But what's the most awful present you've ever been given, Angela?
Oh, I can't remember, but I have had a few.
Have you?
But I've always given them to a charity shop, but nobody else, so they won't know, will they?
Did you ever tell the person that they had crappy taste and in future they can shove it where the sun don't shine?
Well,
no.
That's the thing of the show this evening.
I just give them a hint, can you buy me a book or something?
From now on, that's gonna be my response to anyone giving me a present.
How do you hint? Can you buy me a book or something?
I just say, well, I'm into such and such, like if I wanted about Star Trek or something like that.
Yeah.
So what they used to do, gave me vouchers to go and get a book. Or I said, Mum said she knows I like the royal family, so she'll buy me nice big book about the Queen and stuff, Queen Mother and that.
Are you into the Queen? Queen Mum, she was a big favourite, wasn't she?
I prefer the Queen myself.
So do I.
Yeah, me.
Those brown teeth, Angela. No one wants to see that. Well, we won't anymore.
Angela, can I just... Because Catherine is... I'm off for 4 nights from the 20th of June.
Yeah.
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday and Monday, right? So Catherine is kind of just... Well done, okay.
Although we leave that in, don't we, word?
We do. I was just testing that she knew where the dump button was.
I was just reading YouTube, which is what you do as well. You get distracted when people are talking to you. I've noticed. Someone saying, I hope your ex-boyfriend's phoning. That will teach you. No, they don't talk to me anymore. Quite rightly. Angela, it's been delightful speaking to you. I do hope you'll call again, and I hope you've been happy with the service this evening.
I have been very happy with the service this evening.
I've been happy with your service, Angela.
Kath gives a good service, guys.
Bye. Right, let's talk to...
You know how to hang up.
Yeah, I've hung up on her.
Right.
Hello, Dave from Telford. What's your name and where'd you come from?
Hello, I'm a first-time caller. How do you know where I'm from and my name?
The tone of your ring.
Aye?
Yeah. So it went ring, 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 ring. Sounded very Telford.
All right, okay. Is it cold in the studio tonight, Kath?
No,
Don't you want to put the heating up, or?
I've put the heating...
Usually when that knob's in control, you have to have it freezing.
I know. Well, under the new regime, my illustrious Rain, he's had to turn the heating up, and he hates it. Look at him.
Under Catherine's golden reign.
Yeah, it's going to be... Whoa. Under my golden reign, lads, everyone's warm.
Come on. And that's what you can expect in a couple of weeks' time. Filth like that.
You certainly can.
And her second Ofcom.
Dave, my darling, as it's your first call, I'm going to do you a little favour, and you can talk about whatever you want.
Oh, thank you very much. Well, what it is, I wondered if a little game. I went to my first pantomime at the Birmingham Hippodrome in 1983.
Oh, no, you didn't.
In the Beanstalk.
You did.
Okay.
Don't interrupt the story, please. Sidekick.
Sorry, boss.
Continue, please,
Jack in
Dave.
the Beanstalk.
Yes.
With me only being able to say yes or no, you've got to guess who played Jack.
Okay. John Nettles.
No.
When was this?
You might want to ask more vague questions rather than just direct.
Don't tell me how to play my own game. It wasn't John Nettles. Was it Lovejoy?
No.
Sue Pollard?
No.
One of the Crankies?
Well, I think he means ask questions like, is it a boy or a girl? Or...
Well, the Crankies are a boy or a girl. Answer the question, Dave. Don't laugh.
It's not one of the Crankies.
Oh, well, they miscast that. They should have had one of the Crankies. They were very popular back then. Was it a boy or a girl? Yes. Was it a boy?
No.
Oh, girl, eh? Bonnie Langford.
1983.
Bonnie Langford.
No, but something's in the right area.
Bonnie Tyler.
No, not the name. The colour of hair.
Oh, red. Scylla.
You got it.
Yes! You see, my techniques are unorthodox and yet they work.
It's been lovely to chat. When are you back on again? I might call back again.
Well, I'll be roundabouts every day. I'm kind of have to be here. But I think, when are you going away?
Wednesday the 20th. I'll be back on Tuesday the 26th.
Yeah.
Hang on, let me write that down. The 20th to the 26th. Yeah, this is a much nicer experience than I imagined it would have been talking to her.
Of course it is. He's a swine. Nice to speak to you, Dave.
All the best.
You take care of yourself and tell your friends. Right, what time's break time? Now? Break time.
Across the UK, online and on DAB.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
So, T-shirts are off the menu. It's that friend I was telling you about, no names, no pack drill, because it's, unprofessional and everything, slagging someone off on the radio. But it's his birthday this weekend. I'm thinking of buy him nothing. Because that's apparently what he likes. So,
do you know what? I'd be happy with nothing. This birthday's going to be a lousy old birthday, so I'd be quite happy with nothing.
No, I think what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to give you. I know exactly what I'm going to do.
Oh,
I'm going to give you some homemade vouchers, which entitles the bearer to accept every month one T-shirt from me, chosen by me, and you're not allowed to moan about it.
I like all of the T-shirts you got me, apart from one.
Yeah, so why did you have to say about that one?
So that you don't
you wish you kept it
No, I don't. I'm glad I was honest. And you know that you're wrong on this one. That's the thing.
I am not wrong. When I'm wrong, I'll admit it. But I think at this point we should discuss it and you should agree I'm right. Hello, Michelle.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good, thanks.
Thanks for ringing. Makes me look like I know what I'm doing. And I pressed you and put you on without having to stick my tongue out in a concentration fashion. So I'm getting there. What did you want to say, Michelle?
I just switched one about 11 o'clock. I heard you talking about gifts, and it made me laugh about something that my family member gave me.
Oh.
It was actually I literally had to go to bed. I was literally sitting in the dark right now, ready for bed, and I was like, went to watch it, and I was like, oh, I better just call in and share this.
Thank you. You realised that you had a duty, so let's hear it.
Yeah, do my duty today.
Go on then. What did you get?
Basically, I really like Hello Kitty, but they brought me this Hello Kitty plush toy, but it was like an effed up version. It's hard to...
Hang on.
It had the bikini.
A what? A bush toy?
Hello Kitty.
Bush toy?
Yeah, like a push toy, like Hello Kitty.
Push toy. Okay, carry on.
Push toy.
I was going to say, I know that's diverse, that Hello Kitty range, but I didn't realise they'd quite gone into that arena.
Well, I know, obviously. It was like, had a tan and it had like a bong and a bikini and like a bit of boob. She said you got it from a market or something. But
market toys!
Where did you really get this from? And like, why are you giving me this? I didn't actually say that I hated it because I do like getting certain Hello Kitty stuff, so I don't want to stop buying it. But every time I come round, I make sure it's out, and I can't bear to trick it out because obviously you can ask, oh, what happened to it? And I don't want to give it to charity because it looks a little bit dodgy. So I'm stuck with it.
Oh my God. Wow. One day you'll be able to bequeath that to somebody and they will also have that problem.
Yeah, she said she got it from a market from Asian person, I don't know. Not that...
Let's see how Kath deals with casual racism on the radio. This will be interesting.
Like, I suspect maybe from a pub and it was sold. I don't really know.
All right, listen, if anyone knows who is the person selling the slutty Hello Kitties...
Was it an Asian man or an Asian woman? That will narrow it down slightly.
Oh, I don't know. They didn't give me details. You said she got it from some market or some stall.
Wow.
Stall in the market.
So I'm not sure whether the stall was in a car park. I mean, I don't really know. I didn't really ask.
You've given it a lot of thought, though.
Hello Kitty.
Where on earth where would you obtain such a thing? It's got to be a car park.
Yeah.
Well,
I didn't ask any questions or follow it up, so I just want to put it in the back of the cupboard and just bring it out.
Yeah, you better
when she comes down.
Exactly.
So
you better remember where that is because she's going to want to see it every single time. She probably thinks,
exactly. So
I thought it was a bit of fun, but she seems to be really attached to it. It's always out on display. She must be playing with it.
Anyway,
take care,
I'm
Michelle.
head off to bed now.
Yeah,
so
do.
Bye.
Bye. One day that thing is going to come out of the cupboard and kill her,
or out of her boyfriend's anus. Judging on how the show has gone so far this evening.
Speaking of which, Mark.
Yeah, hi.
How's yours? Yay.
Oh dear, this is funny. I can't believe this. I'll tell you what, got over my nerves. I was shaking like a leaf.
Good. I mean, really, you were warmed up for me, and now this will be an absolute cinch.
Yep, I hope so. No, I will make you laugh. I'll make Iain laugh anyway.
Go on.
Barry from Watford.
Oh, that
He's going to do a jingle for my radio station.
Is he?
Believe it or not.
It will be sweary. You know it's going to be sweary. There'll be mentions of gooches.
Really?
Yeah, definitely. Are your audience ready for that kind of filth?
Yeah. You've not heard my station, have you?
No. But I guess if you're in charge, you can put whatever the heck you want on it.
Yeah.
Good
There's
for
no
you.
rules. It's internet.
So how come he got involved in it? Did he come to you or did you approach him?
No, I messaged him. He followed me, so I messaged him. I said, any chance you could do a jingle for me? And he said yes. So...
He's desperate, you see, Mark. You be careful, though. He'll be invoicing you for that.
Yeah, that's what I think. I did say I'm not for profit. I don't earn no money off it. Do you know what I mean?
Well, quite rightly so. Make sure you're clear from the start with him. He's a chancer.
I did make it clear.
All right. Well, listen, nice to speak to you, Mark.
Oh, thanks ever so much. I'm really enjoying this.
Hey, I've enjoyed it too. You ring us again, but not tonight.
I've got something for him.
Oh, hey, we've got an email from Angela. Shall we see what she sent and how
Sure.
she sent it up?
Well, who did she email? How did she email it to us?
She sent it up.
Okay.
Thanks for the chat.
Great email, Ange.
Thanks very much. Hi, Kath, loving your work. Who's the annoying backseat driver in the studio with you?
Very, very funny. I can ban all of you from listening and I can get you fired, Katherine, so a bit of respect. Next one, please.
Interesting on Talk Radio that they're discussing that Gary Lineker should be sacked on the BBC for his political opinions. Are they? I must listen to Talk Radio at some point.
Are there other shows on?
No, I think it's a retweet.
What did you call? How did you describe Julia during the break?
Julie What's-It from the mornings.
I don't listen during... Actually, I've been listening to a bit of Mike Graham because James O'Brien's on holiday.
Yes, he is. And
Mike Graham turns out is a real pompous, right-wing old windbag. No, he's not. I've really enjoyed him. I've been listening to him a lot. And he's good, Mike Graham. For those who don't know, Mike Graham's on 10 o'clock in the morning this week with Daisy McAndrew, who I think is brilliant as well. I've been enjoying them. I don't listen to any of the other rubbish on it, though. It's not really my cup of tea.
I listen. And some of it is fun and nice. What's that?
I'm just they've superimposed Katie Puckrick on me, almost as if they're looking forward to me leaving, which is.
I love Katie Puckrick so much. Do you think they'll let me keep her?
That's a bit weird.
Well,
in a tiny box.
She's very little.
You can keep her in a tiny box. I'm not.
No, why would I do that, you weirdo?
Okay.
0344.
Here we go. Now the excitement has worn off and the callers have got bored. Let's see how Katherine...
Can we do this without...
First,
the thing you've got to
25
learn...
minutes of radio. Let's see how she goes now.
The thing you've got to learn...
Yes, Katherine.
...is, and this is what I'll be saying to everyone that comes and sits in that seat there, is that what you've got there is the most... Can you not smoke in the studio, please?
I'm sucking on a robot's dick.
That is the hardest job, because... You've got to know when to shut up.
Okay, I'll shut up and let's watch you have the easiest job and fill.
Okay. 0344. I used to fill on an all talk programme for 3 hours and we had no listeners and I was talking about really boring stuff, so I can fill. But whether or not it's entertaining, dear listener, is down to you. 0344 499 1000. Who's your most annoying friend? And do they know that you think that they're annoying? Also, if your friend was so annoying that, I don't know, they came round to your house and put their feet on the table and they were wearing socks with holes in, would you kick them out? Or would you instead hold it against them forever? What I'm saying is, have you ever cut loose a really annoying friend? 0344 499 1000. You can give me a ring. You can text, talk and your message to 87222. That's 87222. Or you can email me, apparently, and Angela says if you do that, you'll get all the details, and all you have to do is email talk@talkradiotalking.co.uk.com. 0344 499 1000. That was the number that Annie called, and here she is now. Hello, Annie.
That was the number that
Hello, Kath, how are you?
Wow.
Hello.
That was the number that Annie called. Wow.
Yeah, that was me
You did that? You did that?
I did.
That was smooth.
It was smooth. Some people don't like smooth. Some people can't do smooth. So they make out that smooth is bad. But I think some smooth...
You're the new David Prever.
Well, he gets loads of work.
Yeah, he does get loads of work. He's a good presenter.
Well,
wow.
He gets loads of work. Anyway, Annie, how are you today?
I'm very well. How are you?
I'm all right. Apparently, I'm doing all the work for less than half the pay. So, par for the course for women these days, eh, sisters?
I was going to say, you'd be used to that. That's pretty much how it works, isn't it?
Do you want to write down on a sheet of paper, we both write down how much we get per show?
Yeah.
And then
I thought it was £27.50.
He gets £40.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Does he?
Yeah.
Flipping heck, he's not worth that, is he?
No, he really isn't. I think some of it's a bonus.
Oh, what?
Annie, anyway, it's lovely to hear your voice. You bring some calm and sophistication to the proceedings, which, to be honest, have been very anal up to this point.
The calm and sophistication has been lacking, hasn't it?
It certainly has. So
it has been lacking.
What did you want to talk about? Things getting stuck up people's bums or something better?
No, I wasn't intending going there. It might end up there.
They never are. That's the problem.
Yeah, I was just. My main comment was honesty is a bit overrated, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes. It's especially when it gets mixed up with rude. I'd really rather people lied to me and were nice, and that makes me happier.
So, for example, if you've got a hit rate of 1 crap present in 10, you don't need to know about the crap present, do you?
No, because you've given 9 lovely, appreciated presents. That's the one that you need to hear about.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
you certainly don't need to know that one's going in the bin.
No, especially not if it's going in the bin. If you're not even going to use it for something useful.
Isn't it awful?
That's just wasteful. It's bad for the planet as well.
It is. Have you got an annoying friend that you've cut loose?
Hundreds.
Oh! Can you tell me about one?
Well, one specifically, quite a few. You get to that stage sometimes when you think, you know what, the balance is tipped. Yeah. You can put up with so much, and then you think, nah, not doing it anymore, and then you just cut the line.
Exactly right. I'm joking about Iain. I'm not going to cut him off yet. I'm giving him.
We should cut her off.
Hey, shush.
Yeah,
I'm going to give him a few more chances because I don't think it's his fault that he's rude. But I did have one.
Use of the word yet. Yeah.
Well, he's on. Everyone is on borrowed time with me,
which is fair enough.
But I did have one friend, and I still feel a bit like it's unfinished business. But she was annoying to the point of I got to a stage where she was one of these people who would pull you up for not phoning her, right? But she hadn't phoned you. But instead of her phoning you, she just counted days. So
and then when you do phone, that's the first topic of conversation.
Exactly.
You haven't phoned since.
That's it.
Yeah, nobody needs that.
No. So I don't like friends who keep score like that. And actually, at that time, I was going through a pretty hard time, but she wouldn't have known that because she was too busy festering with her aggression.
She was too busy watching the phone and complaining about you not ringing it.
Yeah. So she got the shock of her life when she brought that up, and I went, do you know what? I think we've got different expectations of what friendship is. Bye-bye. And I haven't spoken to her since. Isn't that outrageous?
See, that's the form of honesty I quite like. There are exceptions to the honesty is bad rule.
Yeah. It just comes to a point where you've got these friends who, every time you leave them, you feel a little bit worse about yourself. You go, right. That's what it's going to be.
See, and sometimes it takes a while to notice that, but once you notice, that's when you cut the line. That's when you've got to do it, isn't it?
Yeah. So, have you done it? Go on, tell us about yours.
Well, no, a similar thing. It's just one of these things where it's suddenly half an hour later I think, is that what she said? Is that really what she said? Did she need to at that point? And then, if it leaves you feeling bad about yourself afterwards, and it was one of those people, you know, that like the phrasing things as a compliment, but it's not really a compliment.
Yeah.
And it's like, you're pretty for a big girl. Things like that.
Yeah. Oh, here's one I got, right? This is the same friend. And this wasn't the occasion I told her to lump it. She came round with a pair of trousers. I hadn't seen her for ages. She came round with a pair of trousers and asked me to hem them for her, right? Unusual request, but I am friends with some unusual people. And often, you know, those people are the most fun to be friends with. So I hemmed her trousers for her while chatting and catching up and everything. At the end of this episode, she looked at the hem and said, well, that thread doesn't quite match, does it?
Cheeky
she was moaning about it.
That's brilliant.
But that was one of those where she went home and went, did she just moan about me hemming her trousers for her?
Was she paying you for this?
Was she buggery?
Wowzers. Wow.
It's not until afterwards that you think, is that what just happened?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that what I just allowed to happen? That's what starts to seep through, though, isn't it? You go, all right, hang on a minute. This is
what happened. And then you're out. Things like you're having coffee, which is a nice thing to do. You're having coffee, and it's out. It's a sunny day, and then you have a muffin with the coffee, and she says things like, you know, I love the fact that you don't care about things like that. Well, hang on, hang on.
A zinger.
What happened there? Yeah. So it's kind of it's a different way of saying you're putting it on a bit, aren't you, love? It's one of those.
Is that a women's thing? Because men don't talk like that. Men don't kind of... there's a slight bitchiness there in that comment, isn't it?
That's what it is. Yeah.
Unless that person genuinely... Are they doing it to be mean, or they genuinely think that it's friendly banter?
I think some people are completely unaware of it, because I think there must be.
Yeah, there is some. I think some people as well do it because they feel rubbish about themselves.
Yeah. And that's what they're thinking
like
about.
Being down there on their own.
Yeah.
Yeah, they want to bring you down with them, and then they're not lonely down in the cesspit. They want to bring you along with them, sort of thing.
And that starts quite early on, doesn't it? Because my eldest is 10 now, and she started coming home having had spats with her friends, and it's always over, she said, I looked at her funny, or she, and I just think, you're 10.
Yeah.
Your life is not complicated at all, and yet there are some kids, and it's always the kid that you find out afterwards is, there's something going on at home, like someone's not well, or they're finding fault so that they've got some sort of way to target their aggression. I don't know. I guess lads take it out in a different way. It just must be, I don't know, girls a bit more psychological.
It is a girl's thing, and because it rolls down. If somebody else is doing it to them, they have to pass it on. It has to roll down. But you're right. I don't think people always realise that they're doing it.
No, they can't, can they? God, what a nightmare being.
You've got to hope not. Then otherwise it is just unpleasant. So you've got to hope that they're not necessarily aware that they're doing it. Because that's sadder to a certain extent, isn't it?
It is. Thank goodness we're perfect, Annie. Thank goodness.
Well, clearly, yes. We just create this little ray of sunshine in the world. That's what we do.
By the way, that's a cracking blouse you're wearing.
Thank you very much. Yeah, it was a bargain. Isn't it lovely?
That's another thing. Why do we always tell them how much it was and where we got it from?
I see, immediately underplayed it. Why can't I just say thank you and just stop us to thank you?
Exactly. Right. These are things I've got to bear in mind because I do it as well. And I don't think
we all do it.
Nice to speak to you, Annie.
And you.
Bye then.
Oh!
I got off! I'm getting the hang of this. Yeah. 03444991000. Should we take a break? Let's take a break.
Well,
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We'll get you talking.
03444991000. It's Katherine. I'm sitting in the wrong seat, or the right seat, depending on your perspective.
The power seat, the seat of power.
I am. It's warm in the studio, which shows who's got the control.
Would you like me to go and make you a cough?
No, not until the break.
Okay.
You stay here until you're signalled out. But thanks for the offer.
There we go. Fine.
Thanks for the offer. Appreciate it.
Do you want me to write down what time you're meant to hit the brakes?
No, it's all right. I'll have a guess.
Okay,
that's how it's done normally, isn't it?
No, it's done on a very specific time structure.
Sam perhaps could write.
No, you could learn it. First break's past, second break's at past, third break's at 22. But that's fine.
All right. Well, we've got 4 minutes.
Yep, because you paused it up.
We've got 4 minutes, and we've got a Kieran. So that to me says we can rock it through. What do you reckon, Kieran?
Yeah. Okay then.
All right.
I will make it quick.
Well, do you know what? You don't have to make it quick. I'll make it work somehow. That's what I do, Kieran. That's what I do.
Wow, you are amazing.
I think we're going to get along fine with this phone call.
Absolutely.
So tell me why you're ringing.
Okay, so then it's about all of the unwanted gifts and the beefs that are going on right now between you two.
Oh, you've noticed?
Ever so slightly. I've been watching you on YouTube, and there's lots of slight nuances that I've noticed. And I think, but then it's an issue that I have right now. But then I thought it would be good to ask. You're kind of female and a me.
Can you understand anything he's saying?
Yeah, it's an issue, and you wanted to ask. I'm female.
I can't hear him.
I am, Kieran.
It keeps breaking up.
Go on. Sorry, ignore the man behind the curtain over there.
I don't mean to call you a female because of it's really bored. I meant like a mix, like you're kind of female. In the kind of on the male perspective, that's what I meant. I don't want to.
No, that's okay.
Yeah, because it's weird calling women females, like that it's not something that I do on the regular.
It does feel a little bit like you've been tipped upside down and someone's had a quick look at your undercarriage just to make sure.
Absolutely. So, then I turned 40 a few weeks ago, and then I got a present.
Yeah.
And then it's off my kind of girlfriend's door, and it's a cactus clock. So
a what? A cactus plot or a cactus clock?
A kind of cactus clock.
Right.
And then it's quite. And then it's a bit garish. It hasn't got any numbers on it. and then it's on the wall right now. And then I'm actually looking at it. Right. And so then the kind of my front room, it is minimal, it is functional, the kind of Scandinavian design.
Right.
And the kind of IKEA, really.
Right.
And then the kind of this clock, it kind of sticks out like a sore thumb. Then I can't read it in the morning, only because it hasn't got any numbers on it, so then I'm trying to guess. And the kind of, is it 10 past, is it quarter, you know? And I hate it. So, I want to ask you two, how long can I keep it up? And they're going to half an hour. And they're going to until I can take it down.
Right. How old is this? How old is this daughter?
Kind of 17.
Oh, right. So old enough to know then.
I thought it was a 5-year-old or something.
So did I. I thought,
Don't get me wrong, Dad. I think she's awesome. You know, like I really buzz off it. I don't want to hurt her feelings.
Yeah.
But I just need to play this super carefully.
Right. Here's two options, right, off the top of my head, and then I'll let, what's your name again?
Hello, my name's Iain Lee. I was in the jungle.
No, we don't need your surname, just your first name.
Yeah, Iain, from the jungle.
Lovely Iain. Isn't he doing well tonight? Thanks very much.
Yeah, good job, mate.
Here's two...
Thank you.
Two... Oh, shush, Iain.
I'm shush.
Two options.
Yes.
One, you tell her that it's bloody awful and you don't know what she was thinking of. You're not going to tell her that. That's not your style, I can tell you.
Okay.
Two, you do some very vigorous dusting. What would happen if you did some really vigorous dusting around the wall area?
There we go.
And it were to fall and smash.
Smash and fall in a skip.
Yeah. That would be a shame, wouldn't it? But that could happen.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes, I mean, it would, yeah.
Because especially because you've got this sort of, very clean, sparse aesthetic that doesn't involve any kind of cobwebbage. So that could happen, and that would be terrible. But that could happen, Kieran.
When, though? When should I play this?
Well, I mean, the thing is about cleaning is it could happen at any time. It's not about the thing being old or... And especially because it's new, it's, you weren't used to it. You didn't realise that you hadn't really attached it very well.
And I like it.
Do you see what I'm saying, Kieran?
Nice and clean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get dusting.
I love it.
Get dusting.
I love it. Thank you very much.
Let me know how you get on.
Okay, doke.
Bye, Kieran. Bye.
Bye-bye.
And that, my friends, is how you do it.
You're not going to let me...
Shush.
It's electric, it's eclectic, it's always rule-free. It's the late-night alternative with that man, Iain Lee. On Talk Radio.
0344 499 1000. Hello, John.
Hi. Congratulations. I just wanted to ask about Sunday. You had to show how it was, if it went well, if it was a good... enjoyable show.
Yeah, so Sunday we did a live television show. We streamed it on YouTube and we didn't think it was going to work, John. But within the first 2 minutes, we realised it was working, didn't we, Iain?
So it was kind of in front of an audience. There was about 100 people there. We had Katie Puckrick as a guest. We had some really funny short films that people had sent in, and it was kind of an experiment to see if we could do a slightly different show in front of a live audience and to see if technically we could do a 2-camera setup with films and stream it as a TV show, and it worked.
Yeah, it worked. It wasn't quite perfect, but you know what? For a first go, we know what we need to tweak, and next time it'll be fine.
And if you want to see it, you can go to youtube.com/Iain Lee.
I nearly bought tickets. I just checked it out.
Did you? We sold out in the end, so you might have had trouble, but you can...
No, I'm very happy for you.
You can
by the way...
Yeah, go on.
By the way, I have to say in my reaction, you just come across a little bit too soft. I like Iain is really rough and tough. Can you just spice it up a bit?
Oh, bugger off, John. Hello, Jerry.
Hello.
Catherine.
How are you?
I'm all right.
Good.
Good feeling.
Yeah. A bit breathless. I'm not going to ask why.
Well, exactly. See, maybe he's enjoying the show a little bit more than usual.
How outrageous, Jerry. I would never cast that kind of aspersion at you.
Yeah.
How's your day been?
It's been pretty shitty.
How's it?
Pretty boring, nothing.
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
It's boring. I need more entertainment. Keep trying to put some ideas forward. No getting it. Can't get out.
Oh, I'm getting every...
Pardon?
I'm having a bit of trouble hearing you, but...
I'm trapped. I go faster to get out. They won't let me out.
They won't let you out?
No, just faster. It's dangerous.
What's dangerous, Jerry?
The staff see me out. I'm stuck in all the time. It's boring.
Blimey.
I'm like a polar bear shaking me head, looking. It's crap. Not good.
So what have you been doing then, being stuck in?
I'm boring. Nothing doing the meals. Trying to hairs in me food. Not good. 3 days in the sun. And not mine. They're red. I'm good at there.
What? Hang on. I've just heard the last bit of that. You've got red hair?
No, not good. I'm not good at this. But they keep finding my food is red. My food is just... I've been voting takeaways. I buy one, get one free. Pizza.
We're struggling to understand you a little bit tonight, Jerry. What happened with your meds? Because didn't you change back onto your old meds, and they seemed to work for a while.
They should be all working, but not when it's off. It's off in my room. I can't have me fun. One technique.
Deep breaths. Sing to us, Jerry, sing.
Would it help?
Pardon?
Sing to us. That works sometimes.
Sing. Children behave. That's what they say.
No, don't sing. Look, I think we're alone now. Sing.
Sing what you're trying to say.
Sing what you're trying to say to the tune of I Think We're Alone Now by Tiffany.
I'm bored. I'm just bored. Out of space. I want to get out. Yeah. I want to breathe free. I'm bored. I want to breathe free. I want to get out.
Oh, Jerry.
I can't. It's frustrating.
I bet it is frustrating, man. I bet it is.
What's the matter? Can you get up for 20 minutes? Can we get the stuff? And stuff in the city, a little stuff. The chair's not good enough. Just make her play games.
So they're saying you can't go out because your chair's not good enough?
Yeah, play games. But I can walk. I can walk. Any bring up the she says, I've got capacity. I've got capacity. I've got capacity. I'm thinking, I've got capacity in theory, but now I'm practicing. And it's crap. Just stuck in these little balls. I'm being crazy. As you can tell.
Oh, yeah, Jerry, I'm really sorry. You've had a crappy day.
I know. I'm in the shop to get a bottle of Tango. Can't even get a bottle of Tango.
Oh.
Sugar, guy first soldiers. Just can't go with. And you want the windows only open a couple of inches. These shaking petals.
Oh, Jerry, I do feel for you. Let's hope tomorrow's better.
Bit cooler. So good. So nice. Into a nice cold bath. Completely cold water.
Yeah.
Dunking on the ducking stool. The ducking stool straight into the cold water bath. That's amazing. I like it. Okay.
All right, then. Listen, Jerry.
Calm down, I'll give you a ring.
Yeah, do. All right. Listen, thanks for ringing, Jerry. It's always nice to hear from you.
Up your bum, Jerry!
Up your bum.
Yeah,
there we go.
Right up. Here's Manny.
Oh, there
Hello.
Hey, we've missed you. Where have you been?
I've not missed him.
I have.
I've been listening.
Good.
I was going to phone last night when they were on about, he was on about sex with a bloody trumpet or something, wasn't he?
Oh, trumpet would be your instrument of choice, would it, Manny?
Hey! Hang on, are we talking having sex with or sticking up the bum?
Oh, Manny, which one is it?
Having sex.
Oh, God.
Do you know, I just learned something. I was, I'm sat in front of the computer, just flicking away, and I was on the Cosmo site. Do you know what pegging is?
Yeah.
How do you know what pegging is? What is it? What do you think pegging is, then?
Isn't it something to do with pinning someone's balls down?
No.
Oh.
No.
What's that one called, then?
I don't know. But pegging is where a woman wears...
Yeah, heels and pins your balls down.
No!
Dido.
Are there any balls involved?
Hang on, what did you... No, there's no balls. What did you say, Manny?
Oh, putting a Dido on.
A Dido?
Dildo.
Like a dado rail? He's right. It's when a woman straps on a fake penis and Roger's the gentleman in her life. It's called pegging.
Gosh. Well, you know.
I
would say horses for courses, but I don't think horses need to do that. Manny, what did you ring up for?
Pegging.
Just to say hello.
Well, it's really nice to hear from you. How's life treating you?
Good. I've been getting these really, what do you call it, sleep paralysis.
Have you?
With the tablet. Oh, God. Oh, God.
What, so you wake...
That's a man in pain there. Oh, God. Oh, God.
So you're waking up and not being able to move, is that right?
You're lying down, your eyes are open. It's like you're getting, beaten up and creatures and I don't know. It's horrible. Sometimes yesterday I had a body out of experience. Like you're going out of your body.
Yeah. Where did you go?
Oh, God. I must have been shouting and everything. She woke me up and I went to doctors today and said it could be because of the tablets I'm on.
Yeah. That stuff's powerful, isn't it?
It's scary. It is scary. I mean, I could see again.
You could see?
God. It is scary. Very scary.
Yeah.
You think that you're fighting back and your arms are moving, but once you come out of that thing, you're lying in the exact same position.
Oh, blimey.
It is scary.
So that's the side effect, you're having those kind of crazy dreams. But how are you feeling in yourself? Bit better?
Good. I'm good now. Yeah, better place.
Oh, I'm glad.
There's other people worse off than you, isn't there, out there? You know what I mean? Yeah. There's other people with more, things going on.
Well,
I don't buy that. I never buy that. There's always people worse off than you. I've had a lousy day today, Manny, and I tweeted. I feel really bad, right? And and most people were, and I wasn't doing it for hugs. I do it because it helps me if I share it, and I've been told it helps other people. But I was doing it out for selfish reasons, but not because I wanted hugs. But then I had a couple of people go, "Oh, you should have my life. I've had my legs amputated and I'm housebound and I would love to have your life." And then there was another one as well. And I didn't reply because it's not a competition. You can be like a millionaire living in Beverly Hills and still want to jump out of the top floor window.
Just because someone else has been kicked in the balls doesn't mean that being punched in the face hurts any less, does it?
I mean, that fashion designer, she got found dead in her apartment today. I mean, she's loaded. What did she have?
Money. Listen to money. Fun is the one thing that money can't buy. To quote the Beatles, but it's just, and it doesn't. The thing about if you're depressed or anxious or whatever, you can have reasons for it, or there might not be reasons for it, or that. Who knows? But you can't go, well, you've got no reason to be depressed because I haven't got legs and I would love to be you. What, you'd love to be me living in a bedsit with not being able to... Yes.
I disagree with that, Ian. If somebody says they've got no legs, right, they, when they get their artificial legs...
It's their choice not to have legs. No, hang on.
They can go out and walk. I mean, I've got no eyesight, but I still go out.
Who knows? Listen, and I'm not saying that. I don't want to...
But it's not a game of top trumps, is it?
And I don't want to draw particular attention to that person.
Some people, right, when they've got, say, artificial legs fitted, they won't sort of put that extra bit in to go out and, they're not sort of confident enough.
Well, some people with artificial legs are confident enough to murder their girlfriends. in their bathroom.
Yeah, that's right.
Some would say overconfident.
It's a quality. It's a quality, guys.
Where are you going on holiday?
It's not a holiday.
It's coming to your house, Manny.
No problem.
I'm going to New York City to see the Monkees do 2 shows. I might meet up with Imani Coppola. Might go and have lunch with Imani. And I'm only there really for sort of 4 nights. 2 of them are taken up with seeing the Monkees. I'm going to go and be on Keith and the Girl. Going to go and chat with them, hang out with them.
I'm really jealous of that.
Yep. I'm going to be on their podcast. Going to meet up with Imani, hopefully, and then come back, and it'll be a flying visit.
So next week you're on your own, Kath.
It's not next week, is it?
Look at the panic on your face! It's not next week, is it, guys? It's the week after.
It's the week after is when the cat's away and the mouse will panic.
You might not have a job to come back to, Ian.
We won't have a radio station.
This is the thing. Whenever you take a break and someone fills in for you, you always want someone who's either rubbish or not quite as good as you.
Or better.
Well, no, you don't want anyone better than you. And Katherine tonight, I think I think she's not really playing by the rules of friendship. She's actually being funnier than me, and that is unacceptable behaviour.
I think Kath should have her own show on there.
So do I. Agree. I completely agree.
She should have her own show on Talk Radio.
Yeah, we'll see what Julie in the morning's doing.
Well, yeah, she could do like Saturday evening. She could talk about periods and love eggs.
Shush, it's the news.
Mm-hmm.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Every man has his techniques, and they're all different.
They said you're not normal, why don't you sing R&B? I said I got no rhythm and I got no blues, I'm as happy as can be. They said how can you not bop to hip-hop? I said I most certainly do. Did you not see me dancing the other night like the girls on Channel U? Yeah, I can wind down low, be like the girls in the videos, but for me that's much too slow because I prefer rock and roll. I say yeah, I can wind down low, dance like the girls in the videos, but for me that's a no-no because I prefer rock and roll, They say why'd you wear a shirt and tie? Now that's a bit bizarre. I said I like to look good when I go on stage, strumming my guitar. I like to sing my songs about real life things like good times and romance, and I prefer to do it in my skinny jeans and minuscule hot pants.
Every man has his techniques,
cause this baby got no back,
and they're all different.
Yeah, I can wind down low, be like the girls in the videos, but for me that's much too slow because I prefer rock and roll. I say yeah, I can wind down low, dance like the girls in the videos, but for me that's a no-no cause I prefer rock and roll, rock and roll. Why can't people just let me be? I'm only putting out what comes best to me. Some people get their kicks with other things, but I get mine with wood and string. Yeah, I can wind down low, be like the girls in the videos, but for me that's much too slow because I prefer rock and roll. I say yeah, I can wind down low, dance like the girls in the videos, but for me that's a no-no cause I prefer rock and roll. Yeah, I can wind down low, be like the girls in the videos, but for me that's much too slow because I prefer rock and roll. I say yeah, I can wind down low, dance like the girls in the videos, but for me that's a no-no cause I prefer rock and roll, rock and roll.
Shush, it's the news! That's how we went into that. Thank you, dear listener. 0344 499 1000. Just to say, I wanted Katherine to do the next hour and she refused. She refused. So on her head be it. But I'm away Wednesday the 20th, back on Tuesday the 26th. And she's doing the show then. So, enjoy it, guys. Let's go to Alison. Good evening, Alison.
Good evening, Ian. How are you?
Oh, I'm fine. You've got the tone of someone who's about to make a complaint.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Not at all.
Maybe I'm just a little bit hypersensitive. I don't know. Good evening, Alison. It's lovely to have you on board. What have you got for us tonight?
Good evening. Well, I spoke to you last night, and I thought I'd speak to you again because I've listened to you again this evening.
Yes.
Firstly, I'd like to say, Manny, I think he's a very brave man to actually come on board and talk about himself and his changing meds. And it's very difficult to actually come to terms with it yourself.
Yeah.
So go on to a live radio station and talk about it.
Yeah.
It's a very, very, very brave thing to do. So just wanted to put that out there. And that, and there are many, and I understand from my husband, because it's my husband that really listens to you, that's got me involved in listening to you.
Yeah.
And actually understanding that there are a lot of people that have got that confidence and that security in being able to phone you and tell you how their life is. And I think that is because you've been very open about your situations when you're having a good day and a bad day, and I'm sorry you've not had a very good day today. Yeah. But I suffer from mental health as well, and I've not had a very good day today. So I'm going to be as brave as Manny and everyone else that's gone on to your radio station and speak openly, because
I like the cut of your jib, and I'm sorry I thought you were coming on to have a pop. I like the way this is going. Go on then, Alison. You tell us whatever you want to tell us.
Probably from last night, it was very jovial last night. Tonight, I'm going to be jovial, and there will do, and I'll get to that point. But there is a very serious notion in what you do. And I see that. Well, not see that, because I don't see you on YouTube. I hear it.
Yeah.
And I've worked through many, many years in health and social care. I have suffered myself from very traumatic experiences in my childhood, which leads me into other realms of mental health, and you work through that, and you go through lots of therapies and stuff like that, and you manage.
Yeah.
And sometimes you manage on a good day, you manage on days, and sometimes you don't have a very good day. And that's all right, because I don't think anyone in this world has good days all the day, every day of their life.
No, that can't be. So I thought for a long time that people did, but that can't be possible. No, that can't be possible.
It's not possible. And it's about acknowledging that, and acknowledging that to yourself, and having a bit of self-awareness.
Yeah.
But having other people turn around and say, that's all right. That is all right. That's actually all right. I mean, there's so many people out there that go, oh, mental health. Well, I just stick my fingers up to them, really, basically, because they don't understand. And
they don't.
If they are not willing to actually open up and have a decent conversation about it, then they're fooling themselves.
But I kind of think, and there's some people that say, why do I sound a little bit distant? I feel a little bit distant. What have you done to this microphone, Katherine?
I haven't done anything.
I feel a little bit different. Has anything changed? Maybe it's just in my head. Okay.
No, your voice sounds very distant. I don't quite know what's happening with the phone.
Right, no, but I don't think it... it sounds distant to me as well. What's going on here? Is there sabotage? Have we been sabotaged?
I think we've been sabotaged.
Sabotage, that's the word. Thank you very much indeed. It sounds like I'm not on the right microphone. What's going on?
Is it because a woman's been on it?
Yeah, that'll be it. Oh, it's all, I think...
Who's blaming the woman here?
Ian.
The woman is... I think you left a tampon on the floor. Here we go. This is yours. That's your tampon.
That's not a tampon.
Oh, yeah. Here's the thing. That some people say things because they think it's well-meaning, but actually it's not. But you know it's coming from a good place, so I kind of take it, I take the good place. And there are some people that are just, oh, come on, man, you've got a load of money, you've got beautiful kids, just get on with it. What have you got to be miserable about?
And you get step up.
Yes, step up, pull your socks up, come on, man up. You don't get man up so much these days.
What have you got to moan about? Yeah, and that's what you were saying.
Yeah.
All of us are unique. There is not one single person on this earth that is the same as another.
I'm very unique.
And it does not... When they say... The emotions are there, they're human emotions, and they're there for a reason. If they were not to be there, they wouldn't be there. So all of those emotions our right as a human being.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's about other people trying to understand that sometimes certain things in people's lives affect them in different ways.
Yeah. Yeah.
But maybe the best friend, for example, would actually not be affected in one way, but be affected in another way.
Yeah.
We're all unique. We don't know our responses until that happens.
Yeah.
But someone else is going to respond differently because we are unique.
The
great thing about humanity?
It's the great thing, and it's also the terrible thing. But yeah, it's a great thing.
It is also a terrible thing because there's always challenges, and there's always a lot of challenges, and that goes beyond what conversation we're going to get into.
How has your day been today, Alison?
My day's
Because it's nearly
pretty
over.
damn awful.
Yeah, it's nearly over. We nearly made another one.
Yeah, I know we have,
Well
nearly.
done, well
And
done.
I should be in bed going back to work tomorrow, but I thought, no, do you know, actually, I'm going to ring you this evening again.
Yeah.
And go, I've had a shit flipping awful day.
Yeah.
And, and I've had someone that's been... someone of the cloth has actually behaved like a bully, and I just think that is absolutely disgusting.
Am I allowed to ask what happened? You don't have to tell me if you don't want.
I wouldn't want to go into it.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
Really, right now,
No.
but I just find, I'm not religious, and that's my opinion.
Yeah.
That's my belief.
Yeah.
So I'm entitled to that.
Of course you are.
But when you have someone who is of that ilk and treats you and treats a whole situation, the whole family situation, like a bully for demanding.
Oh, I'm sorry you've been through
I
that.
just wonder why it's almost a dictatorship type of thing. But that's a whole different realm. So that might kick off a few phone calls for you.
Here we go. There's a little... She's a professional. That's a little tease. That's a little tease. A few phone calls down the line, we're going to get the religious dirt.
Yeah, well, you might do. Who knows? But the thing is my experience has never been good, and today has really experienced a very adult scenario about the relationship and a very hierarchy on a parish can be, and I just feel it's disgusting behaviour, and I just think you shouldn't. You shouldn't behave like that. It doesn't matter who you are, you should not behave like that, and you shouldn't use your presence or your hierarchy to manipulate people and bully people into a situation.
No, of course not.
And that's what's So there's a combination of stuff. Stuff gone at work today on top of all of that, and it's all to do with the move. Not going into it.
You went into it a little bit further than I expected, but don't go into it anymore. Hey, Alison, listen, I'm going to move on, but it's nice to hear you, and I appreciate you being inspired by someone like Manny calling in. And, you in turn will have inspired other people listening, not necessarily to call in. Some people don't want to call in, and that's absolutely fine. But to have a little look at themselves and give themselves an honest appraisal of what's going on. Sometimes, man, life is hard, isn't it?
It is hard. It is hard. And some people find it harder than others. And that's fine. And it's about being supportive and being empathetic. I think a lot of people have lost being empathetic, not sympathetic. Empathetic. Yep. They're two very, very different things.
Alison, it's nice to talk to you.
Nice to talk to you. First of all, did you sort out the T-shirt thing?
What do you think?
Out the T-shirt
what
thing?
Do you think, Alison?
It went very, very quiet. Come on, you've got to talk. You've got to sort that out. It's only a T-shirt. I get where you're coming from. I get where Ian's coming from. Be honest. This time, just getting vouchers, and then you've got no trouble with getting into these little scenarios.
I'm going to get him nothing.
See what I'm dealing with, Alison?
Oh,
I gave her the gift. I gave her the greatest gift of all, the gift of my radio show. And this is how she repays me with attitude.
Yeah. But all right, don't float your boat, babe, too much.
Exactly. This is what happens, Alison.
Don't float your boat,
babe. You both work as a team, and you work as a team. So if one of you wasn't there, it wouldn't be the same.
Wouldn't be as good, would it?
No. So you both bounce off of each other.
Don't float your boat, babe.
Don't float your boat, babe.
Don't. my boat ain't floated for a long time, babe. Alison, nice to talk to you. 0344 499 1000. It's flipping boiling in here.
Yeah! Closing time conversation for tax inspectors, taxi drivers, and taxidermists. Great big talk for the wee small hours.
You've been trolling me big time, mate.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee and Katherine Boyle. Here until 1 o'clock, Monday to Friday. You can listen on DAB, download the app, or go to talkradio.co.uk. Got some bad news, guys. This is for the guys. We're really close to getting sponsored by sex bots, this show. We're talking to the sex bot industry, some of the big knobs in sex bottery. And then you read a story like this, and I'm going to read it, and sex bots danger.
Can you do some music?
Sex bot.
No, can you do some music on your computer?
Oh, yeah. Sure, hang on a second. Let's get a little bit of sex bot. Let's get some sex bot music. Here we go. This is quite futuristic, like futuristic shagging music, isn't it? I'm going to have sex with a robot.
Oh, yes, big boy.
I am a robot as well. We are two robots putting on a live sex show. Sex bots danger. Infection risk, say docs. Robot sex dolls may do more harm than good, say two leading medics and killjoys. They warn use of sex bots could spread sexually transmitted infections and also make computer babies. No, I made that bit up. Sexually transmitted infections.
They call them microchips.
And worsen impotence as well as normalising sexual deviancy.
Can you worsen impotence, or is it you're either impotent or you're not?
Well, fans of the machines.
This is brilliant.
I've never got this far in this track. Fans of the machines, which sell for up to £11,600, so they can help reduce sex crimes against women. But Dr. Chantal Cox George...
No, she's not called that.
Chantal Cox George and Professor Susan Fanny say there is little evidence this is true. It's almost as if a bunch of perverts have made up a load of reasons that we should have sex bots, and scientists have gone, nah. They wrote in the British Medical Journal, Sexual and Reproductive Health, it is speculative whether the development of a sex bot marketplace will lead to a lesser risk of violence and infections or drive further exploitation of human sex workers. They warn the lack of intimacy may make problems such as erectile dysfunction worse. And that's the sound of erectile dysfunction there, listen. That's what it sounds like.
What a shame.
So, am I allowed to have it off with a sex bot or not? Is that what you've got me for my birthday? As long as it's not in that bloody awful T-shirt.
Well, now, I had got you a sex bot, but then you questioned my taste, so I thought it might not be what you wanted. So instead, I've got you some... No, I'm not going to spoil it.
They've got a new thing for people who can't afford the sex bot. They've just got
you could just buy a hand.
No, it's just a robot's anus.
Oh God!
And it's called a sex bot. Thank you very much indeed, ladies and gentlemen.
Sweet Lord.
A British B&B owner. Here's B&B. That's bread and breakfast.
Bread and breakfast.
Bread and Beckford. That's
bread and Bedford.
Bed in Brentford. The Brentford, it's bed and breakfast. Right.
Yes.
Now, have I got this right? That means, supposing I had 2 nights, I booked a...
I stayed for a week in one in Norwich once.
You don't know what I'm asking?
Yeah. So I had to go out during the day.
This is what I was going to get. Mm-hmm. So you have to go out during the day.
Well, or you can sit in your room. Boring now, isn't it?
Well, hang on. Well, so you've just contradicted
I was there for work experience, so I wasn't going to sit.
You're in that chair again now, so just button it for a second, right?
Yeah.
So, are you saying, do you have to leave the room? You can't go back for a snooze? Because I like a snooze. I like a snooze. If I've got a hotel room, I like to get up, cane the hotel breakfast buffet, go off and do what I want, then go back and have a little snooze about 2:30 until about 5 or 6, and then get up and hit the laptop dancing clubs. So are you saying that if I was in a B&B, am I allowed to go back for a snooze, or do you have to be out all day? And if so, what are they doing in there all day? Dirty buggers. A Brit B&B owner is a celebrity in Japan after her guest house featured in a hit cartoon. Karen Cooper, 60, do we need to know this lady's age?
I don't know. What's she going to do with it?
Has 5 million Japanese fans and has even served tea and scones to the royal family. Each year, thousands of viewers of the Kinmoza anime teleseries flock to Fosse Farmhouse in Castle Combe, Wiltshire. In the show, Brit schoolgirl Alice, who bakes scones with her mum, based on Karen below, befriends a Tokyo schoolgirl.
The scones are based on Carol's below.
I'm just going to ignore that. That's the kind of low-grade filth you can expect later on in the month. Befriends a Tokyo schoolgirl after an exchange visit. Live footage was shot at the B&B before being animated in Japan. Fans of the show, which is also a comic and film, now flock to the Cotswolds village. What is this? Do they not have cottages in Japan? Karen said, "This is the last thing I ever dreamt would happen to me. I just own a little B&B in the countryside. They treat it like a tour of a film set. Everything is the same here as in the show, so they all look like they've stepped into a dream." Her link with Japan followed a chance meeting with a Japanese couple in London in 1989. She invited them to stay at Fosse Farmhouse, named after famous choreographer Bob Fosse, when they said they were opening a Brit-themed B&B back home. I don't understand any of this story.
Stop. So she's named it after Bob Fosse. And that's just left to drip on. Are they expressing breakfast through the medium of dance? What's it got to do with anything? What's Bob Fosse got to do with B&B?
Belts and bums.
Ball changes.
Karen had an increasing number of visitors after their guest house, based on hers, grew in popularity. She was invited by the British Embassy to make tea and scones for the Japanese royal family at the Imperial... No, it's scones.
Scones. Yeah, I just said that.
Scones. It's supposed to rhyme with stones.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No.
It is, actually. No. Right. Prepare to feel my wrath.
No. Not again.
Pronunciation of
scone.
Here we go.
Scone.
Shush. That's you.
Oh, look, Rob, Emily's been home baking again and she's brought them into the office.
Wow, look at that. Do you know what? That is a beautiful scone.
No, it isn't, Rob. It's a beautiful scone.
Scone?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, it's scone now.
Good one.
That guy's a dick.
Good one.
That guy's a dick.
Good one.
That was the BBC. Your licence fee paid for that.
Scone.
Yeah.
Scone.
Which one is it?
Scone.
Okay, try
I think
again.
it's interchangeable, but
scone.
One is mostly used by divvies, and that's scone.
No, you just don't. Anyway, there's Michelle Keegan's wadge. Look at that.
What?
Beautiful.
Hang on, I've watched so many series of America's Next Top Model. If someone pointed a camera in my direction or put me on a runway, I could probably do it, right? And I know you do not model with your legs akimbo like that.
Well, there's that poster that we saw that's the big billboard for shell suits from the 1980s, it appears. And it's this young lady wearing this shell suit. And she's sat on a bench. And she's got her legs wide open. It's almost got a gravitational pull. They're being sucked in. And it really is the most... here's the thing, right? I'm old now. I'm old, and I know I'm old because I don't get eyebrows and I don't get posters of attractive women anymore. I don't get them because I'm looking at going, well, I don't understand what's attractive about the pose and the fashion. I go, right, because they're young and I'm old and I'm not supposed to. It's not appealing to... No. It's not appealing to me. It's appealing to these absolute twats that are growing up and ruining this world.
So, do be prepared, everyone, that young women are going to start sitting like your grandma did. My gran used to always sit like that. I too.
Well, but saying that, men do it off. You go on the underground.
Yeah, man spread.
Flipping it. What is that about? I'm always really aware. And sometimes I naturally find my legs go a little bit wider than I think. So I'll just get a look. I'll look down and check. Oh, they're a little bit wide, and I'll close them in. Even if there's no one next to me,
exactly,
I'll close them in.
No one's balls are that big that they can't shut their knees
But
a bit. Come on.
I have sat down next to men whose legs are wide open. Here's the thing, right? When you're on the underground, you've got the sort of the seat that's covered in carpet or some felt or something, and then generally you've got like a little black strip of plastic. Okay, your leg should not enter that black strip of plastic. If it does, it can't go further than halfway through that black strip of plastic. It can't, right? So, for me to come in and sit down, and there's a guy whose legs are over my bit of carpet seat, and I'm thinking, what? And I don't know what to say. And so I will make sure that my knee touches their knee. My knee is touching their knee. And most people, will then kind of realise and close their legs a bit. But a significant number of people won't, and they will lock solid.
Here's another thing that they do. If you get the double wide, right?
Yeah.
So they do that.
Get a wide on.
They do that. Then they get a bloody big paper out. So you're sitting next to a starfish.
Yeah.
Outrageous. Just because I am not doesn't mean that you can use up the space that I'm not.
Oh, do you know what? Who was it? Well, I struggle on aeroplanes with people next to me.
Yes, and the armrest thing.
Well, I had a great battle with a guy once, and I pretended to fall asleep, but I was wide awake, and I just locked my arm in my place, and he was pushing against me, and he was pushing so hard he spilt his drink all down him, right? But then I was sat next to a woman, this weird old woman, and who started it? She... Anyway, we ended up having an argument, and I think I asked her to. She was like actually over my armrest. And I said, "I'm really sorry. Could you move your?" This is my armrest. I said, "Yeah, okay, that's debatable." That was my first thing. That's debatable, but your arm is actually over my seat. So could you just? And we ended up having a big argument about it. And I said, "Look, I'm not going to." She said, "I'm not going to argue with you." I said, "Well,
meaning that's the end."
Yeah, I said, right, that's fair enough. But you're over my side. All I want is just my half of this armrest, okay? And I put my arm. She said, "You're over my side." I said, "Look, I'm not." For heaven's sakes. I said, "I'm not. If you look, there's the middle, and I'm actually silly cow."
Well, you joined her.
Look, you've started this whole double bubble thing now. Look, yes, Jerry. Hello, Jerry.
Got an idea for a game show.
Yeah, okay.
Sex Bot Wars.
Okay, Sex Bot Wars, go on.
You can have the sex bots can fight each other. Have bushwhacker.
Oh.
Thanks very much for calling, Jerry. I mean, dear God.
And that is why we don't usually allow double bubble.
This is Talk Radio.
Neon lit night talk for torch singers, trolley dollies, and train wrecks like me.
Never know just where the conversation will take you.
What I'm going to say sounds ridiculous.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
0344 499 1000. Let's take calls straight to air for the last 30 minutes before Paul Ross comes on. We haven't done that for a while, and you never know. Sometimes it allows an expression of creative artistic freedom, and sometimes it's just an annoying person phoning up doing fart noises. That's fine. But so for the next 30 minutes, till the end of the show, till Paul Ross at 1, we will take calls straight to air. This is Iain Lee and Katherine Boyle. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. Don't forget, you can watch us on youtube.com/Iain Lee. Look for the live feed, and you can go and chat with some other listeners. And also, go and have a look. Let's see how many viewers we've had now. If you go and have a look, go to youtube.com/Iain Lee and look for the Rabbit Hole TV show. You can see the show that me and Kath did the other night. When did we do it? Sunday. What day is it?
It's Tuesday.
It feels like Thursday today. I've been all over the show. I've not had a clue where we are. You can go and see the show that we did with Katie Puckrick. That has had 1,216 views. That's not bad. Plus there's 1,000 on the other. But anyway, so 1,216 views. We get up to 2,000, and you know what? God damn it, we might consider doing. We just might consider doing another one. So how's about them apples? 0344 499 1000. Oh, here's a thing. Now, I didn't watch the Britain's Got Talent final. And I did enjoy Britain's Got Talent. I wouldn't watch the auditions. I don't like the auditions for any of those shows. I think they exploit mentally ill people and vulnerable people and, people that are obviously awful and perhaps suffering. I know we've had a couple of our callers have gone on there with a genuine belief because they are told by researchers, oh, yeah, I think Simon's really going to like this act. But you know that there's a strong chance that of course he's not going to like their act. They're on there as a freak show. It's kind of 21st century bedlam. So I don't watch the heats, but I did enjoy the week of shows that I saw. I thought it was really good. Line 1, you're on the wireless.
Is the answer India?
Right, can you just stop calling in saying India, please? But I did think this was odd, because I was told this on the Friday. On the final on Sunday, I think it was on the final.
Yeah.
That they had male strippers on.
Did they?
Magic Mike.
All right.
And that's a film about male strippers starring Channing Tatum.
I believe so.
It wasn't Channing Tatum, but is this like I guess it's like the Chip and Dale. The Magic Mike live routine performed at the final of Britain's Got Talent has sparked a backlash for being too raunchy for a family show. Viewers watched as topless male dancers from Channing Tatum's London production gyrated on stage before the Hollywood actor walked out. So did they strip? Let's see if we can find it. Because Magic Mike BGT 2018. Let's see. Here we go. Yeah. Yes, line 1.
Good evening, Ian. It's Rupert Murdoch here.
Yeah, go on. Oh, yeah.
What was the deal with that Sheila presenting the show for you for the last hour?
Absolutely no idea whatsoever.
Can I ask just one thing, Ian?
Yes.
Was her name India?
Right. Can we just stop doing that? That isn't even funny. Right. So we're watching the performance here, and it is there's about a dozen men on stage, clothed, doing some wicked dancing, a little bit dancing. This is the final of Britain's Got Talent. Some good dancing, acrobatics. Now they're looking.
I know that look.
Ready for business. I'm going to take my clothes off.
Yep.
So they've got jeans, t-shirts, leather jerkins, waistcoats.
It's a lot of punching, dancing.
No. Here we go.
Off.
Okay, so we're a minute into it and they're still fully clothed.
Maybe that's what the complaint was about.
Okay. I mean, they are buff as... Here we go. Right, there's someone sat... Oh, that's a bit homoerotic. Right, someone's come down in what we used to call a trapeze. Oh, over a lady...
Who's lying on the floor? Maybe she's fallen.
She looks like a member of the audience. So there's a lady on the floor, and there's a guy who's like hovering above her, Mission Impossible styley, Tom Cruise styley, and his penis is now above her face, and now he's spinning around above her. And he's doing what we call circus skills, is what we call circus skills. He's spinning around on a rope. 2 minutes into it, people still fully clothed. And now Britain's Got Talent goes out about 8 o'clock, doesn't it? His top's off. I turned away and I missed it. His top fell off. That may be an accident, because I didn't see it happen. It might have just dropped off when he was spinning upside down. She's mounting him. Oh, she's not a member of the audience.
No, it's from a stage show, isn't it?
Right. Oh, okay, so she's acting. Right, so she's mounted him. She's now sat on his gyrating... Here we go. And now there's men stood in front of the judges and in the audience... lifting up their tops, showing off their 12-packs, backflipping. By the way, if anyone wants me to do audio descriptions for deaf people and lazy people... No, not deaf people. What's the other one? Blind people. I'm up for it. because I really think I'm capturing the vibe.
It's still fully clothed.
Is that Channing Tatum? Tops? No, it's not. Tops are off. Tops are off.
Tops off.
And you can hear the screams. Punching
It's a lot like what happened when you took your top off on BGT, right?
Yep.
No, not BGT. What's it called? Good Morning Britain.
And now they're doing the hum. Now it's like they're forcing blowjobs. Do you see that? They were grabbing someone's head and like
classic move. Now they're doing the old caterpillar. Oh,
now they're basically they're doing humping manoeuvres, topless, and blowjob manoeuvres. Now he's Now he's sliding a finger in.
For God's sake.
To his bum, but he's still got trousers on.
They're coming off. The flies are undone.
I don't think the trousers come off. Trousers don't come off.
I think that might be the end.
Right, that's it. Right. So the tops.
Who do I complain to?
Well, here's the thing, right? And I know the 70s and the 80s were full of hot gossip and... What was the other one? Not Pan's People. They weren't like that. Hot gossip and... Who was the one that... Was Arlene Foster hot gossip? No,
Arlene Phillips.
Arlene Phillips. Was she hot gossip or was she...
Yeah, hot gossip, I think.
No, there was another one. That were a bit raunchy. Anyway, and I know the 70s and 80s were full of women gyrating in stockings and suspenders and bras and pants and stuff. But if you were to have that now on a prime time television show, women stripping, basically, that would not be considered. Well, hang on, you're pulling the face. Go on, when?
Little Mix.
No, but they're not stripping.
Well,
there is a difference. No. Hang on. There is a difference. I agree. I think what they wear is inappropriate for family TV, but there is a difference between stripping.
I've seen them do a routine where they start out wearing a fair bit and end up basically wearing their pants.
Really?
Yeah.
Jesus.
So, and that line's been crossed a long time ago. I think in the past there have been people who've auditioned for Britain's Got Talent who've done like a burlesque or a strip thing.
It just feels like...
Those blokes didn't show anything, really.
No. Well, hang on a second. Yes, they did. I think they did. For that to be on at 8 o'clock on a family show, taking their tops off. Well, why are you pulling that face?
I don't...
You're not even letting me get the thought out and you're pulling the face.
Go on.
Well, no.
No, I'm considering it.
Go
on.
Don't worry, let's go to the break.
Whispering lunar incantations for cross-parents, cross-dressers.
Yeah. Did you know this about me?
And cross-rail workers.
Steel and polycarbonate.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee.
I've got a very poor internet connection.
On Talk Radio.
Yes, line one.
I bless the rains down in India.
Right, let's stop that, please. That's not a funny thing at all. Let's just stop that, guys, for crying out loud. For goodness sakes. Right. That's boring. What are we going to do for the last 15 minutes? I've not got any ideas. That's boring. Oh, here we go. Look at this. Only 45% of the young are proud to be English. Then they have a little dig, at least. That's what researchers for the BBC claim. I never got the being... I'm not proud of being English. Why would you be proud of? Because of where you're... what bed you happen to be born in. I never got the proud of being English thing. Couldn't give a stuff. I think we do some terrible things. We do some brilliant things, but we do some terrible things. Hello, line one. Line one. Hello, line one. Oh, okay. Most young people aren't proud to call themselves English, a BBC research project claims. Their patriotism is in doubt, even though most associated English identity with civilised values. Well, again, it was patriotism, and patriotism's stupid. I'm not patriotic for this country. I'm not proud of this country. What a strange thing to get upset about. Yes, line two.
Hello, I'd just like to say I think that you two guys and gals rock it, and I love you both.
Thank you very much indeed. Only 45% of people aged between 18 and 24 living in England told a large-scale poll that they were proud to identify as English. Nearly 1 in 10 were embarrassed to be English. I'm embarrassed. I'm not proud of it. What is there to be proud of? What is there to be proud of? Oh, we got great human rights. Well, it's all right, but I don't get the pride. I don't get patriotism. It's just luck. It's just luck that we're born here.
Aren't we just a collection of people who happen to live near each other?
That's it. I don't get it. Nearly 1 in 10 were embarrassed to be English, and another 8% said they did not call themselves English at all. Yet more than 7 out of 10 teenagers and young people in their early 20s linked Englishness with good manners and a sense of humour. And a majority connected English identity with tolerance and a sense of fair play. I don't think so.
Americans would claim that too.
Yeah,
so would the French. So would the Spanish.
I don't get that. I suppose we're kind of more tolerant than, I don't know, Iran. But you still get gays getting the shit kicked out of them because of they're holding hands. You know, and also we're not really tolerant. We're kind of tolerant, but the tolerance towards, different races and different religions is wearing very, very thin. Most people in all age groups felt Englishness means people are welcoming. No way! English people are some of the rudest, but you aren't welcoming. Go to New York. Go to Greece. Go anywhere apart from England. Englishness means most people are welcoming, friendly, generous, and like to show a stiff upper lip. These are just words that you've thrown down, Steve Doherty, the social affairs correspondent. Yes, line 2.
Banana, na 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 na. Is it Ghostbusters 2?
Get stuffed. The decline of patriotism is greatest among the young, the poll of more than 20,000 people found. The BBC called it the largest and most comprehensive attempt to chart beliefs and feelings about Englishness. But it failed to ask about immigration. Oh, Daily Mail, we didn't ask about immigration. In contrast with a similar research project published last week, which said more people in Britain believe immigration has had a damaging effect on the country. But hang on a minute, was this poll about immigration? Well, obviously not. What was this poll about then? Hang on. Okay, well, yeah, the BBC called it the largest and most comprehensive attempt to chart beliefs and feelings about Englishness. So it isn't about patriotism then? It isn't about immigration then? This is weird. Yes, line 2.
Hello, Ian. Steve from Twickenham here.
Hello, Steve. What you got for us?
Well, I just want to complain, really, because you're stealing my gig.
Oh, go on. What's that?
Well, I read the papers, and I go on about my spite and how popular I am, and literally that I'm the only person who presents on that station. I'm the whole station.
Okay, well, I
am literally...
Yes. Well, I apologise.
Yes.
I apologise for stealing your act, but goddammit, it's just such a good act.
And you, to be honest, you do it better than me, really.
Of course I do. Thank you very much for calling, Steve. It's always a pleasure, never a chore. 0344 499 1000. Call straight to air for the last 10 minutes. Just over half of those in their late 20s, 30s and 40s take pride in their English identity. However, nearly 2/3 of those in their 50s and early 60s, and more than 7 out of 10 over 65s did take pride in being English, I guess. Among all age groups, the most common view of England was that it is better than most countries. Is it better than most countries? That's a bold claim. I would have to say, but it's probably better than most. How many countries are in the world? 250? It's not that. How many is it?
I think there are quite a lot more than that.
Really? Oh, I'm thinking of languages. Isn't there a language for every country? Is that not how it works? How many countries are there?
Let me see. How many countries are in the world list? That'd be it, right?
Yeah.
Oh, hang on.
250.
No, 195.
There we go. Wasn't far off.
There'd be more than that.
No. I reckon we're probably better than half of those. So that means we are, we're better than most countries.
Depends what you mean by better.
Well, we drive on the left-hand side, which is less confusing.
That's just different, isn't it?
We have Sky Television. And we are Region 2 DVD, the same as Japan. So that's good. Because a lot of the others, you've got Region 1. By contrast, only 1 in 4 call themselves European. Here we go. They are most likely to be found among Lib Dem supporters. I call myself a human being, guys. I call myself a human being. That's all. That's all I am. Just over 1 in 10 see themselves as belonging to a country outside the UK. I don't belong to this country. I don't get it, honestly. And it's not me being disingenuous. It's not me being, deliberately obnoxious. I don't get it. By coincidence, by sheer stroke of luck, my mum and dad had it off in London and I was born in Slough on this slab of rock. That's it. That is it. That's the only link. Well, you're going to bugger off then. Well, do you know what? Maybe one day I will. Probably won't for a while because I've got my kids here. But it's just luck and it's coincidence, and we do some things really, really well and we do some things really, really badly and we do some things a bit, but then so do nearly all the other countries.
Do you really think that where you're from dictates your character? Some people appear to.
I think where you're from does dictate your character to a certain extent.
I mean, with the country you're from. That's a crazy thing to say.
No, well...
Sense of fair play and all that stuff.
Oh, that
They're
kind
kind
of
of
stuff.
ideals,
Yeah,
I guess, like cultural ideals, but not everyone lives that way.
That kind of stuff. Just over 1 in 10 see themselves as belonging to a country outside the UK. The survey conducted for a BBC project on the English question follows an exercise by the left-leaning think tank Demos. Here we go. This is an absolutely made-up sentence that means nothing whatsoever, right? Both organisations found that most people think the past was better than the future is likely to be. Let me say that again. Most people think the past was better than the future is likely to be. What the hell are these people on? That doesn't even mean anything. That doesn't even mean anything.
It means that people remember they were happy once.
But yeah, like World War II. That was great, wasn't it?
The 70s.
Flipping it, yeah. Yeah, God. The Demos paper said people in Britain were united around the view that immigration has harmed the country. I'm not. I think it's made the country better. It's all I've known is immigration. I think it's made it better. Generally, of course, you've got some dodgepots, but then there were dodgepots of, what's the phrase that the idiots like Tommy Robinson used? Indigenous white population, you know. There were dodgepots in that community. Jimmy Savile, anybody? Before you start banging on about your Pakistani grooming gangs, Jimmy Savile, anybody? The church, anybody? You know. Ex-Labour Minister John Denham, Director of the Centre for English Identity at the University of Winchester, said young people will tend to be less patriotic than older people, wherever they are, whether that's England, Scotland or Wales. I'm going to encourage my kids to not be patriotic because it's just a pointless, made-up thing. Who cares?
Well, you're kind of propping up a system that works on you propping up the system.
Yeah, screw the system, man. Screw the system. The system is bent. Patriotism is what gets, young people killed because they sign up for the army or get conscripted to the army because they're fighting for whatever, Jeez.
Where do all the old English gentlemen end up living? Bloody Gstaad and Monaco.
Yeah.
There's a reason.
Yep. Screw those guys. Screw those guys. Screw everybody. This country is, it's got some great stuff and it's got some flipping awful stuff, man. Patriotic about living in this country. A lot of them. This is how desperate we are to fill the last 4 minutes. An essential guide to what you can recycle. The heartbreaking image of a whale with 80 plastic bags in its stomach reveals the huge scale of our waste problem. No, it doesn't. While a survey reveals 99% of people now say they actively recycle in order to save the planet. So how much do you know about what you can and can't recycle? Here's our guide to doing your bit while leading a busy life, which we've printed on some paper. So here's what you can't recycle. Cat food pouches. Here's what you can't recycle, and however much I tell my family, it always goes in the recycling bin, and then the recycling men refuse to take it because it's contaminated. Wrapping paper. You cannot recycle wrapping paper.
Is that right?
Yes!
What, like Christmas?
Yes! Because it's got, like, bits of glitter and stuff in it. It's got metal in it.
Oh.
So you can't so don't put it in the recycling bin, unless I've got that wrong. In which case, let me see if it's listed here. It says you can't recycle toys and games. Try giving them to charity.
Depends what you define as recycling.
That is recycling, isn't it?
Yeah, giving it to someone else to use. Recycling.
This is weird. VHS tapes, not often taken at recycling centres.
Well, not often taken.
I'll have them. When I get my new house, I'm having the VHS set up. I'm having the VHS set up, and and I'm not going to have a Skybox or any of that rubbish, and I'm not going to subscribe to BBC iPlayer or any of that rubbish. If I want to, come in, Paul. If I want to watch a television show and I'm out, I'm going to set the video.
You tape it.
Because that is the only bit of technology I still know how to work. I'm going to set the video.
That and your cassette player.
Oh, mate, this is it, man. You must come round when it's all sorted out, and it's going to be...
There's no school like the old school.
We're going to watch videos and listen to tapes, Paul Ross.
My son dug up one that I made for him years ago on a half-speed video.
Oh,
so it had 6 hours on it.
Beautiful.
And it featured it was BMX Bandit, starring an 11 or 12-year-old Nicole Kidman.
Oh, yeah.
Which used to love the Australian film. And on the other end of it was Hawk the Slayer.
Oh,
a terrible sword and sorcery film, yeah.
That was like a Conan rip-off, wasn't it?
Like the Beastmaster, really low budget. I like the Beastmaster. He had trained ferrets to help him fight evil.
Did he? I've not seen the Beastmaster, but Beastmaster was one of those, because I had Betamax, I missed out on a lot of films.
Betamax.
Better quality, but it meant that when...
You couldn't fast forward in Vision, could you?
You could later on, but not early on. But it meant that I missed out on all the films getting passed around school, I got beaten up once because I had a Betamax video. Beaten up for having Betamax.
I can understand that.
Yeah, tough times.
I remember Danny Baker had a great story about how, when he first made some money, kind of 81, 82, presenting 20th Century Box.
Yeah.
That
was a great show. I used to watch that, yeah.
Great title as well, wasn't it? And he bought, for princely sum of £500 back in 1981, a Laserdisc player.
Oh.
Within 9 months, they were like 50 quid.
Yeah,
they couldn't give them away, could they?
Yeah, Laserdisc. Wow.
On the show today, the woman who's big in Japan, who runs a Cotswolds B&B.
Hey, we were talking about her.
And she's joining us on the programme.
Oh,
so she's a wonderful woman and a brilliant story.
Fantastic.
The Japanese royal family stayed at her two-bedroom ensuite B&B.
Because I couldn't quite get my head around the story in the paper.
Well, we double-checked. I'm always nervous with those stories, but everywhere, and she's wonderful. And also, if you've got a tattoo and you're attached to it and your other half loves it, we're talking to the American firm. They're opening in this country where you can bequeath your tattoo. They skin your corpse, frame your tattoo, and pass it on to a loved one.
Oh.
Who says romance is dead?
Flipping heck,
I think you've got an expression on your face which even the English language has no one word to describe it. It's a rictus of disapproval.
Has anyone ever done this? When I die, I'm going to leave money to my kids. But I'm going to put in my will that they have to spend the night in a haunted house.
Well, I've heard you say that before.
Has anyone ever done? Because that happens a lot in films.
Well, it's that great film where they have to, the shy man has to rob a bank and all that. What's that called? You can't take it with you, I think it might be called. It was a film in the 50s or 40s and they remade it with Ronnie Corbett and people. It's not a bad film, it's a remake of it made later, A Night in a Haunted... Oh, and if only Bob Hope and Paulette Goddard could turn up. The Cat and the Canary.
That would do it, wouldn't it? Paul Ross will be on at 1 o'clock, dear listener. Thank you very much for listening to me and Kath. Don't forget, you can download the Best of Podcast if you go to iTunes or Acast or your usual podcast provider. You can find it there. Type in Iain Lee and Talk Radio. And there's also the Rabbit Hole podcast and the Rabbit Hole TV show, What We Done on Sunday night. If you go to YouTube, Rabbit Hole Live, you'll find that. I'm telling you how to use Google for, man. Guys, you know how to use it. We will be back tonight at 10 o'clock. Until then, from us, ta-ta!